kill. Enemy team score.
Walking on them.
One more to say. You walking on them.
Double kill.
I've never been.
Killing spree.
All our troubles seems to fade
Triple
away.
kill.
This is how I feel when you take me to some levels that I've never been.
No sweat.
All our troubles seems to fade away when we dance away. That I've never been. That I've never been. I've never been.
Your flag. Double kill. Captured your flag. Double kill. 360. Double kill. Double kill. kill. Triple kill.
Wasting time on my own. All the places that we go. All this pain builds within. Footsteps fade, what could have been? Finally I feel more free. The end of you and me. Let it go, let it be. My heart belongs to me. My heart belongs to me. You're never gonna let me go, and I will never let you go. And now I'm feeling stronger, feeling stronger. You're never gonna let me go, and I will never let you go.
Double kill.
You said you lonely. And hearing music that can make me smile. But the way I feel with her cannot be explained. One thing still remains on my mind. I know that you'd be bad from the minute I saw you. But somehow I keep running back to you, back to you. I know that you'd be bad, bad, bad.
Double kill. No
I know
scope.
that you'd be bad, bad, bad. I know that you'd be bad, bad, bad. I know that you'd be bad.
Killing spree. No scope. No scope. Double kill. Kill. Friendly. Triple kill. Defeat.
Spit it out, just tell me honestly. You should know I'm not your enemy. You won't trust, I want it just as much. You need love, I need the same for us. Look at all this time we're wasted, screaming at each other, baby. I wanna understand. So I can't walk away. I feel away when you hold me. We want the same thing. Need us again. You say the same, so now we fighting.
Snipe. Double kill. Snipe.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first European Summer Swiss. 8 teams battle it out to reach playoffs. 4 will go through, 4 will fall. But 3 weeks ago, we saw Magin take the Summer Cup in a dominant fashion. But who will it be this time?
Triple kill.
We will be finding out later today. My name is Hixie. I'm joined here by Seal. Welcome, everyone. It has been 3 weeks, as I mentioned, so it feels like it's been a little bit of a long time since we've been here. It's nice to be back. I don't know about you, Seal. It's always good to be back here. But yeah, how you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I had a great time casting that land that Magin managed to win, and back on the online cast now for the Summer Swiss.
Yeah, looking forward to it, man. We have 8 teams signed up, and we will be bringing you our first Swiss game, very shortly. But I just wanted to point out as well, we do actually have a new website set up by our very own Reed, and I've just been going through it. It's pretty awesome. One of the cool features that I just noticed is that you can actually vote for maps to influence the map pool that we provide for you guys very, very easily. It's much better than before, so kudos to Reed for setting this up. It is much cooler. Obviously, you need to sign in with Discord, and then also you can get signed into your Xbox profile as well to see your stats across maps and series and events. But it's really cool. I've just been going through the map vote now, and I am 100% making sure that Solitude Strongholds is going to be spammed in my map vote. But yeah, for today we do have 8 teams, like I mentioned, playing for 4 of them to go through into next week, where we do have the playoffs bracket for this summer split. But I believe for the first map, we're actually we're going to be heading over, to Yamar versus their called 110s. On the side of Yamar, you've got Woffs, Mo, Suspense, and I believe that's Zove, although he's Bowser Jr. on our site. And then their called 110s is going to be Finners, Ninj, Cammy or TK2, and Alex Shock. And of course, I'm going to show you guys the map layout, which will be CTF Aqua, Slayer Recharge, King of the Hill Lattice, Oddball Recharge, and Slayer Origin. Pretty solid setup, I feel like, for this first matchup. Best of fives all day as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think we're onto a bit of a banger here with these two teams. Definitely the strongest in this tournament. No Majin playing in this one, which I think makes things a bit more interesting. Not to say that I don't like to see them play, but it means that it's pretty hard to say who's going to win this. I call these teams fairly evenly matched. Maybe, Mose and Zove with their international experience potentially should give Yamar the lead, but then you've also got players like Alex Shock and Cammy on the side, TK2 on the side of their cold 110s. Cammy especially, his stocks are very high right now. He's been fantastic this year, winning 2 international FFAs back to back, and probably has his eyes on the Halo Fest one as well.
Yeah, he's the dream hack demon, it seems, for the free-for-all. I was actually going to point that out. I'm glad you did bring it up at least, because, yeah, definitely needs his flowers for that. And also, you're talking about how you've got Mose and Zove over on Yamar with a bit of international experience, but their called 110s might not have international experience per se in a 4v4 format all that much, but Finners and TK2 have been teaming for a while, and they have looked pretty dangerous together. Each individual being able to put up some solid stats, and I feel like their chemistry is just really on point. So it's going to be an interesting series to start the day.
Yeah, I also want to highlight Alex Shock on that, what they're called 110s. He is American, I believe, or at least from that side of the pond. A very, very solid player. I think he beat a COD Pro in a 1v1 on Halo a while ago, which was funny to see. But I'm not. He's been I think in and out of Europe for a while. I've seen him play these tournaments before. He's always been a pretty solid performer for whatever team he's on. So I think they're called 110s. Despite the fact that maybe on paper, if you look at sort of LAN placements, maybe Yamar has a higher average, but I'm not 100% sure of that. It probably depends on which ones you count, to be honest.
Yeah, and of course, it wouldn't be a tournament of ours if we weren't waiting for somebody. Looks like Suspense is going to be just sat watching as well in the observer spot. But just waiting on one more player. Oh no, it is Suspense actually. I'm being an idiot. Suspense just needs to move over. So
yeah,
once
Suspense
wakes up.
Yeah, Suspense is also a player, always worth highlighting. I've said for a long time about Suspense, probably since before I even casted for the European Halo League, that I think when the next Halo game comes out, Suspense is one of those people who might just find himself as a professional player. The guy is insane. He's very young. I think he's probably like 16 when I first started playing, sort of with and against him in HQs and the like, and he was already, leaps and bounds better than me to start with, but now he is, a potentially world-class player, I'd say. That team that he was on in the previous Stoke LAN looked head and shoulders above anyone but Majin, and Suspense was a big part of that, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, that Luminon Ember team at Stoke was kind of crazy. Finners, Suspense, TK2 or Cammy, and then Tuxie as well. A very, very solid team, like you said, able to get into that grand finals and really look so much better than most of the other competition. Of course, Majin just being in a league of their own, as we have come to know and realise. Of course, that international experience really just paying them dividends. But yeah, it's really interesting to see these new European players coming through the woodworks. I wouldn't even call Suspense new anymore, but newer, I guess. And like you said, the guy is just someone really to keep an eye on. Obviously, everyone that is in the scene kind of already knows it. He's a hot hands and definitely just someone to watch with the new release, which I really just cannot wait for. Bring us, new Halo, new game, even just campaign evolved. Seeing all the content on that looks insane. I can't wait for what hopefully precedes that. I'd like to think that campaign evolved might be a little bit of a tester for seeing how it actually is going to work outside of their proprietary engine. moving into something a little bit more open. But speaking of open, just going to be flying through is Cammy, just trying to find some open space. Able to pick up Zove, no problem. And actually finding on the play, he's going to be able to pick that one up perfect as well. Lovely start for TK2. Suspense was late to join the lobby and last to join the teams. It looks like he's a little bit slow out of the gates.
An incredibly fast start there for TK2. Makes it all the way into the enemy's shroom steps before anyone even knows he's there. Uses that to find 2 kills. Gets this flag moving whilst absolute. And it looks like Finners might just be able to get this in with the help of the thruster. He will to start the game off 1-0 to their cold 110s.
Yeah, nice job from Finners there as well. Just delaying that flag cap. Recognizing that he can't just go diving out onto it, although have to be careful of a counter cap. Doesn't look like that's going to really get that far. Suspense is the only player alive. Wants to spawn up, but all the way back in his own spawn. And Alex Shock to take a lot of space down on that fridge side as well. So looking like car side's going to be where Yamar are going to extend. But that flag is going to go home. So everyone's just trying to find each other. But actually, looks like everyone hunting ghosts. A couple kills go down elsewhere on the map. 2 in favor of Yamar. The flag gets pulled, so at least you know Ninja's here. And Ninja being last alive as well needs to be careful. He's going to get hunted down as his team's flag gets taken. Actually going to leave him be. As I say that, though, he does just get flanked from behind. A nice trade, at least, from Ninja. Doesn't really feel like he should have gotten away with that.
Yeah, Ninja finding that trade there definitely evens out the pressure a little bit on the map. He was the last man standing. I think the decision there to play further up the map maybe would have been a better one. Maybe just leave Ninja behind you, deal with him later. Because that player went back, maybe made things a little bit more complicated. But that flag is on the move now for Yemar. Zove picks up a perfect, might find a second, doesn't manage to do so. But he does enough work there to get that flag in. Now with another 1v1 win for Wasps, it's looking good for Yemar as they did have numbers advantage for just a second.
Yeah, nice rebuttal as well in the flag cap. Suspense locking that one in. Just wiping the sleep out of his eyes as he sends that flag on in. 10 seconds for Camo as well. Wasps actually to try and get a little bit more aggressive. Does get pipped by Ninja though. Nice job from him. Plug that gap. Suspense trying to find some effect off of that damage. He's not able to find that second player, so he's just going to back off a little bit. He's actually going to find... Oh, there's 2 more players below him. Suspense able to find one, though. Zove still just trying to get some positioning, try and get up top map. He's able to get top mid controlled, although he actually opts to grab this flag as Finners and TK2 are last 2 alive. Finners able to get some shots down, though. Zove needs to try and stay alive. And with the rest of their cool 110 spawning up, he's in a very precarious spot now. That nade does huge damage. Cammy able to run through bottom mid, and actually, finally, Zove gets picked off. I thought he might have been able to live a little bit longer, but they always knew he was there. And that flag is going to go home. So a little bit precarious, but nice spawns and nice shots off spawn from Finners. Means that flag just gets stopped.
Yeah, low-key huge play from Finners there to actually sit that re whilst one shot. It must have been very tempting. You kind of see it in the way he was moving to leave whilst he was one shot there, but he chose to sit it. That did delay the enemy team, but unfortunately it hasn't really been enough. Although TK2 now win a 1v1, gets taken down from behind though, does Wasps, and Finners now making space towards this util side. They flip the script and might be able to pull a flag of their own off of this.
Teamwork, but not actually required. As Ninja finds that one on his own. We'll get traded out though. Fortunately, Finner's not able to keep him alive and only able to take one down with him. Alex Shock last alive for their called 110s. Will find Wasps and actually finds Suspense down car 1. Nice shots, nets him the double. The nade will flush him out eventually. Just trying to root through. Actually able to find a 2v1. Wasps will take down one though. Mose will clean up Ninja, so that gap is plugged. And a solid defense from Yemar so far.
Yeah, throw several dead now on both teams. A very scrappy fight towards the center of the map. Zove, though, needs to clear out his util side. He does manage to do so, taking down Alex Shock, but the damage was done, and the fight is going to be won by their cold 110s. That was 3 dead for just a second for Yemar. Ninja's going to have to pull this flag, but he's going to turn back and shoot. Gets that damage down for his teammate, but Suspense makes a great overextension there, and he's actually still alive, pushing out from that P side, gets to top mid, takes down a player, gets damage on another. Suspense making a huge defensive play there. We saw that kind of thing coming out from him on the LAN in Stoke, and he's once again pulling out that same objective presence, and he manages to get that flag pull as Mose finds a double kill.
Yeah, Yamar just really smelling blood in the water, finding all 4 dead and actually able to kill 2 off again. Alex Shock and TK2 only just spawning up now. And already Alex Shock gets shut down. Finners as well means that that flag will go in with absolutely 0 friction. That's a 2-1 lead now for Yamar. As 2 dead again for their cool 110, so you could see a potential for a 3rd flag to be run and actually get pretty far, as Mose does have that camo, and all 3 players of Yamar flooding in as Mose is just covering fire from top mid, able to take down 3, and the final player in Ninja just trying to get some further forward position, but will be shut down. Mose with that camo, just making it work and already spotting the spawners as well. This is going to be a blender for their cooled 110s. Already, 1 player will fall. Killing spree for Mose as he will drop finally. But the damage is surely being felt as a 3rd flag will go in for Yamar. And already looking to pull another is Zove.
Yeah, the map control there, unfortunately, not quite good enough to get that flag on the move. But as you say, the damage has been done. A 2-flag lead now for their cold 110s. And with how long the stalemate lasted earlier, that 2-flag lead could be devastating. TK2 gets taken down on his own P side. Not necessarily where you want to be having that fight, but the presence over towards the car side is very strong for their cold 110s. And the team shots across the map are enough to take down that player, get that flag on the go, and the spawners are still in fridge. They might not be able to get there fast enough to stop this flag.
Actually, will just get caught from behind. Nice job to take down Zove with him at least. Finners will, I believe, spot out too and still actually push forward. Able to actually get some very solid damage down to everyone. And also, they're called 110s, able to sneak a flag in. A lot of fights going down, but it felt like that was a little bit
5 minutes
hidden
remaining.
almost. 3-2 now, still leading Omar, but looking like a little bit more life out of their cool 110s. Nice shots from Ninja, nets him a double. Able to slip away from that nade as well. Both players here just very, very weak. Ninja's actually going to spot out 1 player in the courtyard. Mose and Ninja to trade blows and trade lives. Now the rest of the engagements go down on car 1. Nice double kill for Suspense, I believe. It's a Finners' last live and actually spotted out as well. Suspense weak though, needs to try and find something just to milk, if anything. Allow his teammates to come in, the cavalry to appear, but will get taken down. Waffs at least to get the trade and also pick up that camo. So this one does feel a little bit more south for Yamar as well as the back is turned for Ninja. He's just poor with that timing and unfortunately will get caught out. Not able to get the smack either, so very little damage, if any, done to Waffs, and suddenly that nade just changes that story. No one there to try and press and take down Waffs though, so that camo will still stay up.
Yeah, Wasp takes it nice and patient with this camo, waits for his opportunity,
Nice nade.
and he is going to manage to take advantage of that as he finds a kill and an assist. Might be able to find TK2 as well, but he's actually going to turn and try and run that flag. Potentially a mistake when you consider the fact that no one else is really in a position to run it. Finners finds a kill onto Suspense, who I believe was attempting to run that flag, and now all of a sudden what was a really strong situation based on that camo grab has kind of slipped through Yamar's fingers.
Felt maybe a little bit desperate from Wasp,
Enemy flag
like you said.
returned.
And unfortunately for them, that flag will go back. He's just trying to hold a forward position, but actually lingers a little bit too long. Overstays his welcome. Wasp trying not to meet the same fate. As Cammy's going to drop and find him. Big team damage, though, means that he's going to have to reroute. And actually going to try and join up with Finners. Finners now trying to route through just up to the base stairs. Will get shut down, though. Moses' nade will find him. Nice kill from TK2 to find... I believe that was Zove, and actually Waffs as well. With Mose falling, that is the green light. Everyone dead for Yamar. TK2 incredibly weak, but knows with everyone dead, he can just route through bottom middle. This is the fastest run for him to pull and to try and tie this one up. And he's already got the support of his teammates. Very high position here from Finners, and Ninja even further up will get taken down. Alex Shock very weak, so you're going to have to be careful of this counter cap with only 2 players left alive. Everyone rooting through car side as well. Yamar is pushing and they're trying to get through. TK2 to stand tall though, able to shut them down and stop any potential for a counter cap as Mose will jump up and actually get shut down again. Cammy is coming alive.
It sounds really obvious, but the most important thing to being good at Halo is just recognizing what you have to do in a given situation. And that is exactly what we saw from TK2 there. There was nowhere near enough time for that to have been calmed to him that he should run that down. He knew instantly what situation he was in, he knew how to capitalize on it, and that has managed to equalize the score at 3-all.
A little bit of a miss from both sides there. Although Ninja will come out on top. A nade, I believe, a team nade actually, will be shutting him down. It's okay. It's not really going to cause much damage. And actually, Alex Shock able to pick up the camo for the side of their cool 110s. I believe this is their first of the map. So we'll see what they're able to do. Got an awkward position for Alex Shock. He needs the support and actually has it. Cammy and Ninja able to support. And Suspense last alive. No one knows that he's down on car 2. And pushed up quite high actually as well. We'll find Ninja at least do some damage. So finally Suspense is spotted out and dealt with, eliminated. So that flag can continue to be run. Although, just want to make sure that they're plugging all their gaps. Nice shots from Alex Shock, but it looks like actually Finners and TK2 both fall. Not quick enough from Alex Shock. Flag was
Wops
getting
has
turned.
incredible shots there to back down Alex Shock, but it's not quite good enough. Although that delay that Wops manages to get by pinning down Alex Shock is actually going to be enough to slow that flag run down, but it's not enough to stop it. As Finners is going to get this flag into the base, they might just about be able to find this lead. They will, with less than a minute on the clock. Yemar, who were not long ago 2 flags up, have now found themselves 1 flag down with very little time to change that.
Yeah, and with only Mo's alive, Zove spawning on him, Finners knows that there is space that he can take. Looks like actually just wanting to take top mid and see what the response is from Yamar. Oh, nice catch on Wafts, just pivots on a dime. Able to find his head and shut him out. Now 3 dead for Yamar as well, so a lot more space needs to be taken from their called 110s. Just put a little bit more pressure on, as 3 will spawn up though. Already, the defense can be mantled. Nice shots from Mo's as well. I didn't even notice that flag being run. I can't lie. That was, where did that come in?
What flag? Yeah, well, they were called 1
That was time.
ahead, and
That was
Yemar,
time.
Yeah, that was time.
I
Yemar
am
didn't manage to
completely out.
didn't manage to pull a flag. That's fair enough. It can be,
do apologise.
TV like that sometimes. But yeah, I mean, 110's just there, taking those positions on the map, pushing up to that top middle position, making sure they've got control of car and P. There's just nowhere for Yemar to manage to sneak through, and the great shots there to take down Wafts on the P2 kind of puts the nail in the coffin. Suspense 28 and 28-21 with 13 assists, a fantastic scoreline, but he's matched by TK2, who was on 29 and 20, so just a little bit better. He's one better in every category, although he is slightly lower damage. Fantastic play from their cold 110s, so that was a very, very back and forth game 1.
Yeah, it was very yo-yo-y indeed. It was a 3-1 lead, turned 4-3 in favour of their called 110s. I feel like just were getting shut out a fair bit by Yamar in the mid game. All of a sudden they're just able to pull it back. That 1 camo from Alex Shock was very pivotal as well. The 1 camo they get, mind you, everyone tends to believe. Only able to pick up that 1, but able to make a lot out of little. So first map going in their favour as we look forward to that live fire Slayer. Sniper rifle on this map. We've seen what both of these teams can do with that weapon in Stoke, excuse me. Although teams were slightly different. Finners and TK2 teaming with Suspense. No longer. Oh, am I looking at the right match?
Those maps don't appear to be correct based on the website.
Yeah,
so either the website's wrong or this is
Slayer.
wrong. But yeah, I think it is meant to be a live fire Slayer and a Lattice King of the Hill. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
With
that
a
map
recharge
2
on
that's
top.
different, I think, on the website. There we go. Okay, cool. So it was just a map pool for the stream issue. So it is live fire Slayer. We were right. We will be seeing that S7, which I am very happy about.
Yeah, definitely. I think this is a map that I kind of think both of these teams probably like live fire. They're teams that like to play very aggressively. They both have some very fast, fluid players on them. TK2 on the side of their cold 110s and Suspense on the side of Yemar. Types of players that really thrive on live fire. Great trade there from Alex Shock, whilst Absolute. 2 kills going down on either side of the map. As TK2 is looking to find someone, and I don't see anyone with a sniper rifle in their hands, but it's not up, so someone must have scooped it up and gotten away with it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out where that might have gotten off to. Hopefully, it hasn't just fallen dead in the water. Doesn't look like anyone does actually have it, or at least they're not using it. Ah, there we go. Ninja able to pick that one up and instantly find a body shot to take down Waffs. So he's going to push up, grab that camo, and now this can be a very dangerous player with both of these power weapons. And 6 bullets to work with in this sniper. Waffs looking to be the first to be dealt. That first bullet only finds the body shot, and actually Waffs again just avoiding death once more. Body shot onto Zove as well. The sniper's not really able to convert all that much so far. You need to be careful. You're not invincible with that sniper rifle, especially when there's 2 players pushing you. Nice kill onto Zove. The snipe punch comes through, and Ninja now needs to just tuck tail and stick away from suspense. That camo going to make it a bit easier. If we know anything about these players, they are able to see through it very, very easily. Ninja actually trying to aggress as Alex Shock is there to assist. Lovely play from him as the final sniper bullet rings out. Camo, believe, is going to be out. Yeah, actually just does fall there and then. So not a lot found with that sniper rifle, but still a lead built by their called 110s nonetheless. Looking like actually Waffs and Suspense trying to close in that gap. Double kill from Waffs. With the help of Suspense, means they're only 1 below.
Despite the fact that he doesn't find a huge number of kills with that sniper rifle, what he does do is he keeps the camo and the sniper in his possession until both of them have run out, which is a huge amount of pressure to have on the map for a very long time. That's 45 seconds worth of essentially uncontested time. Not completely uncontested, obviously, but time where the enemy team isn't able to do whatever they want because they know that someone on the map can just kill them instantly from wherever. So I think that's still a really good play from them, and it has netted them a bit of a lead, but the collapse onto these players back B just hasn't gone according to plan at all. That looked like it should have been a very nice push in, but instead, they're actually going to lose kills off of it. It was a 4-kill lead, now only a 1-kill lead, and Yerma have broken out of that back B spawn trap.
I have no idea how Waff stayed alive there. He was 1 shot and manages to get the smack. Someone's clearly looking out for him. Nice shots from Mose and actually Zove. There's them 2 and now push it through Garage. TK2 not long for this world. A sniper going to be coming up and no one on their called 110s in a position to really actually fight for this. As I say that though, some crazy spawns means that they're all going to be bottom C with Finners at top. Sniper will still get away in the hands of Suspense, and no one there to shut him down. A lot of weak players for Yamar, but no one on their called 110s close enough to shut him down. Ninja will be dropped. First sniper bullet gets translated through a bandit headshot. Now just trying to reposition. I want to stay static with this.
Enemy halfway to
He's
victory.
just waiting for it. Mo's actually able to... Ooh, okay. Mose runs around and does find Alex Shock. Will get shut down by Ninja as well. And now Suspense feeling like a little precarious position,
No
but doesn't
scope.
even need the
Killing
scope.
spree.
Killing spree found for him as Alex Shock will fall. And already just trying to find more. Does get de-scoped actually from behind, so things are just looking a little bit dicey for Suspense. The pressure will be a little bit too much as he'll be shut down. But again, that sniper just fully used up by both sides. Hasn't actually traded hands, I believe, at all.
Felt like a bit of a breakdown in communication there for Yerma. Suspense clearly saw that player in the corner. He was pinging it, probably combing it, and Mose just walked straight past him, gets taken down, and then that numbers advantage gets capitalized on by their cold 110s. They managed to shut down the sniper rifle player as well. Although, they haven't actually managed to regain the lead. In fact, that lead has stabilized for Yerma at 4 kills. That's been about where it's been at for a while now. Not managing to get that sniper rifle to expand it, but also not losing it yet either.
Wants just to take the high ground and instantly find impact from it. Finners to full. And already trying to shut down all of these players going into Garage. It's just a bit of a blender for their called 110s. Those 2 players will fall. And that lead just continues to extend. It's been said so many times that it feels like Slayers don't really start until the 30 kill mark. And then you really see a lead be built. And so far, a 10 kill lead in favor of Yamar to try and tie this series up. Remote detonation set off by Ninja as well. Just using those frag grenades on their pedestal. Suspense tries to get the backsmack. Not able to find it, but doesn't have any other issues converting Ninja's kill. Cammy does get stuck as well. TK2 getting the body shots from his former teammate. That one's unfortunate, especially when you're trailing by so much. This one feels like it's just out of the reach for their cooled 110s. It's going to have to be a miracle to try and pull this one back.
Suspenser just using this camo, sliding through the enemy defenses, doesn't actually manage to pick up that kill, but positions himself well, gets so much damage considering he's one shot, though it will end up as 3 dead on either side, but just looking at the scoreline, it doesn't really matter that much. All their cold 110s has to do is find a single trade. They could walk down top mid in a single file line and they probably manage to find something. It's just, it's really not looking possible, and there you go. Mose will find that last one on Alex shot. Lovely shots across the map to close that one out for Yemar. Pretty convincing answer back there from them in that live fire Slayer to bring us to a 1-all in the series.
Yeah, nice job from Yemar just to bring things back to a level playing field as we move to King of the Lattice for map 3. And a little bit of a question mark over Yemar with some of those plays. Like you mentioned, it feels like sometimes the comms were just broken down a little bit. Maybe missed comms, talking over each other, something. Because I just feel like at moments, especially in that suspense like with the sniper, there were 2 that stand out at least to me. The one that you mentioned earlier, of course, with Mose just dropping down to Rat Tunnel and just getting absolutely slaughtered by Alex Shock and Minge, with Minge just being tucked in that corner. But also when maybe Suspense was trying to get those shots down onto Finners right after that on Nest ramp. He unfortunately missed it and then got de-scoped from a player behind. I feel like I would have assumed someone might have noticed the player behind him. I don't know. I thought there was a teammate for Suspense still in garage, up by the window, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, it's always a bit of an awkward situation because there's always so many people coming, so many things at once, especially when you're sort of mid-team fight. That these things can get lost a little bit in the moment, and it's very much a learned skill to be able to identify what the important, very nice shot, but what the important information that you need to act on is in any given situation. Because when lots of people are coming lots of things at once, you kind of need to be able to identify what is your thing to listen to, because sometimes there's something happening elsewhere that just isn't really your problem right now, you know?
Yeah, I guess being in that situation, you probably have had moments where you've had to do exactly that, right? You've been elsewhere in the map, had to filter something out, and, definitely easier said than done, right?
Yeah, it is, and it's one of the things that I remember when I was playing UHL with some relatively new players. Some of them weren't great at listening to comms, and some of them were too good at listening to comms, and they just drop everything to respond to a comm that they were in no position to respond to. And it's like sometimes that can be just as bad as people who aren't listening at all, but it's a very good start for their cold 110s. And I think the only slight downside for them is that TK2 wasn't in a great position to pick up that sniper rifle off the back of the 4 dead. He's still in a decent spot to deny it to the other team. They've actually they've just handed the red spawn straight over to Yemar. This is a great position to contest this hill from. Their cold 110s had 4 dead, and they didn't get the sniper rifle. They didn't get an advantageous position on the map, and they all died. What happened?
Yeah, it felt like every piece was in place, yet they just weren't able to finish that puzzle. Maybe something for the VOD review later on. You're going to have to try and shake that one off, though. A rocky, well, what felt like a really good start turned to a rocky one is going to have to be forgotten. You just need to try and continue. These incredibly early days, at least, you're going to have to try and remind yourself that. Hopefully it doesn't have all that much impact on this map. Already with half progress for Yemar, it's a bit of a stinger. Nice kill from TK2, at least managed to be traded out on his behalf. Oh, wow, okay. Able to find that kill onto Mose. Going to be kicking himself a little bit for that, but Suspense to plug that gap. 4 bullets left on this sniper in the hands of Yemar. And Zove able to get the jump the second time round. It's just going to be locking down this position. Shot onto Cargo. Won't miss the second, though. Body shot for one, headshot for another. And suddenly, Woffs is looking quite scared on that hill. He'll get shut down. He will at least be able to take Ninja down with him, though. So no one for their called 110s on that hill. Finn is trying to root round, and actually Alex shot behind as well. So Zove needs to try and play his absolute best. He does have the help from Suspense, and that's a lovely, lovely bit of teamwork there to just keep him alive and convert that first hill. It does feel like, unfortunately for their called 110s, it was just that opening play that really let them down for that hill.
Yeah, I mean, you can see here the way Zove's been playing how important they consider this red side to be, both for this hill and having it going into the next one. Their cold 110s had 4 dead on the map, they were 2 dead. You have 2 players completely uncontested for those seconds, and they didn't play for anything. They didn't get anything. And they never really recovered from that on that hill. They finally got a numbers advantage going into this one, although they've already lost a little bit of time. But Wasp manages to find that 1 kill. He's gonna find a second as well, all by himself. And even though they have gotten everyone else down, Suspense will be first spawner. It's just looking a little bit sloppy from their cold 110 so far this map.
Yeah, it does feel a little bit worse from their cool 110s in terms of the teamwork. And actually, Yamar showing their individual prowess. A lot of multi-kills for each of them. Ninja just caught between a rock and a hard place. Focused on one, gets shot by another. Just going to have to try and push that out the mental. Finish with the sniper, able to find Mose, and also a body shot onto another. Zove very weak, but still on this hill. Also Suspense as well. Both of them able to get their shields back. Actually, as I say that, Zove will drop, but 4 dead for their called 110s, and Sniper will trade hands once more. That's 6 bullets for Suspense to work with. And Finn is really the only one actually to cause any problems. But he's laying dormant, not actually able to find anything, because all of a sudden Suspense just sends 2 sniper bullets into him. And will shut him down. Cammy, very weak, but Suspense in an awkward position. He's actually just going to try and waste these sniper bullets. Won't land that nade either. That remote detonation will not come through. I don't think it was ever going to get him the kill anyway, but to at least give him a fighting chance, I guess we will never know. They're called 110s finally onto this second hill.
Yeah, but once again, it felt kind of indecisive. Suspense is the last guy alive, and he has a sniper rifle, and he's just sort of allowed to run around wasting the ammo for it for quite a long time, considering there's like 3 people around him. If they could take him down there, then they might have had a couple bullets to work with themselves before he managed to waste them, but instead they're going to go 3 dead. It's going to be Zove and Mose back into this red position. They've managed to maintain control of it so well this whole game. And it just doesn't look like anyone's going to be able to stop them. That pressure from Finners will force Zove out, but they're not really in any rush right now because the other team is being held so far up on the map. They've gone 2 dead. This hill is over, and it doesn't look like they're called 110s in any position to settle for the next one. In fact, they're all dead again. Yeah, are destroying them this map.
Yeah, so fast on the rotation is Zove that no one actually spawning up back blue. So he's got the QT and the heavy positioning. Suspense actually goes down with very little damage found, so that's something to at least try and work with. They're cool 110s continuing to snowball off that. Alex shot with a nice perfect from quite a far distance. TK2 able to find one of his own with the help of Finners. So although they didn't have a good setup or good spawns, they've been able to break through. They just need to hold on to this a little bit longer. Just show us something, because it really just has felt like they've just rolled over and showed their bellies so far. Just need a bit more of a fight from their cool 110s. We know they can do it. Individuals are there. Just need a little bit more. It looks like Yamar are being shut out so far. Finn is not actually seeing anyone get all that close. As I say that though, Zove is going to be the first contender. Enters the Thunderdome against Finners. Finners does get shot in the back as well. No idea how he's able to slip past. He must have killed TK2, and looks like he has actually. TK2 has having fallen on cargo means that the floodgates opened and the shots to Finners back were presented. Nice one from Ninja. He really needs to stay alive here and will get shut down. Nice comms to Mose. Unfortunately, just not able to hold on for a little bit longer. They're so close, they're called 110s, to actually taking this hill. But it doesn't look like they're going to get the opportunity to get in. They have really one good push left in them.
It was a really good break from Yamar to actually get into that at that last minute with a double kill from Mose. And as you say, the time's run out. Where did that time go? It felt like 110 should have had loads to play with, but instead they find themselves 3-0 down despite being a slither away from capturing that hill. Now Suspense has the sniper rifle, And the biggest problem now for their cold 110s is that this hill is incredibly easy to play time on. You might not want to play time for 2 minutes, but their cold 110s are going to have to get a rock-solid hold on this, because if Yemar aren't 100% comfortable, they can just choose not to get in this hill, or they can just choose to play super scrappy with it, and every second that runs off the clock brings Yemar closer to a 2-1 lead in this series.
Yep. I mean, playing 2 minutes of time rather than just trying to cap that fourth and final and risk giving up a solid hold, shutting out their cold 110s. Finn is able to pick up that sniper at least, but Ninja just gets pivoted. Zove able to find that one. Just able to find another one to TK2 as well. So 2 dead, make that 3 for their cool 110s. They know Finna's position. Oh, I just did have the line for suspense, but with so many players on Yemar around, he can't really hold anything. He needs to try and be mobile. Nice snipe at least from Finna's. Lines that one up onto suspense. You get the style points, my friend, but you really need to try and get this hill to claw this one back, or you will be going 2-1 down in the series. With a minute left to play, you need to get in this now. TK2 trying to get a hold and really need that kill onto Mose. At least Ninja is able to find the trade. And a lot of damage down to suspense, but again, just Yamar are able to shoot harder. And unfortunately for their cool 110s, they're never able to get trades. They're always just 1 down, and it's constantly trailing for them.
Yeah, this time is ticking up for their cold 110s, but you have to bear in mind, even if they capture this hill, they'll have to capture 2 more with only 55 seconds on the clock. It's possible to do that with 0 seconds on the clock, but from how Yemar's been looking so far this map, I don't think it's going to happen. I'm honestly ready to call it. I think this map's over.
It will have to be a gargantuan feat from their cool 110s to really bring this one back. Getting this first hill looks likely. Why did I say that? I've spoken a little bit too soon. No one on hill. Looks like TK2 is going to be able to root through at least. And he does have Ninja high up, trying to at least distract suspense. Waff's trying to come from behind, though. TK2 did have a slight inkling, but just the timing's not in his favor. Oh, God, he doesn't even get the trade. Oh, it's just rough out here for their cool 110s. Just always feels like everything's just against them. Alex Shot trying to just land the Ninja. Just find anything. Surely you don't go down without getting at least 1 hill. This would be so upsetting for their cool 110s. Yamar, there's no point even going for this sniper. You just want to run the clock down. You don't want to give them any opportunity to get back into this. And TK2 falling, Finners as well. Ninja really needs to find this kill, and he just gets traded. They can't find kills without them being traded at least by another teammate. Yamar just playing such a watertight game. Nice perfect from Waffs, and he gets away. Seal, this is horrific.
It's just, that was an absolute massacre on Lattice. I don't know if their cold 110s just are not good at that map, if they just haven't practiced it maybe, but they look completely lost for a lot of that. They had a great opening break and played for nothing off of it, and that sort of set the tone for the entire map. They never looked comfortable. They had 1 decent hold the entire map, and they lost it at the last second and couldn't bring it back. They almost managed to capture that hill whilst the other team was deliberately not trying to capture it. But with how good Yemar looked for so long on that hill, they managed to burn off about 1.5 minutes of the game clock before their cold 110s even stepped foot in the hill. I think they probably could have captured it if they'd chosen to. Like, Yemar just looked so dominant on that map, and their cold 110s are now going into a map 4, staring down the barrel of a defeat in this series. They've got to think of something to just get their heads back in the game.
That really did feel like a fish out of water there. That was a rough one to watch, and probably even worse to play. Just constantly felt like Yamar were getting a second and third and even fourth bite of the cherry, just constantly having everything go in their favor. Obviously not entirely luck, you know, sometimes they might maybe get overreach for a smack, possibly, but it just felt like they were shooting harder. They were able to just always make it some form of penalty for their cool 110s. If their cool 110s get 1 kill, it's always traded at least by a teammate, which is exactly how you want to play it, right? But it felt like that wasn't actually the case most of the time. It was just 1-for-1 trades. It was just constant trading. And then somehow moments like at the very end there, Waff's able to slip away. Obviously, it didn't really have an impact on the game in the end, but it's a sign of how that entire map went the whole time. It was constant, just Yamar getting away with everything they went for. It was, you know, it felt like it should have been high risk, high reward, but it was just the latter.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say that play from Woffs at the end there, as you said, it didn't make a huge amount of difference, I think, to the outcome of the game. It would have been 3-1 if he hadn't made that play instead of 3-0. Could even have been 3-2 if their cold 110s had made a phenomenal hold on that other hill. But realistically, I don't think it would have made a huge amount of difference. But what it did do is basically, I think, probably crush their cold 110 spirit. Because they were so close to at least capturing one, at least have that consolation prize. A slither away, and then they spend about 30 seconds after that just diving in, just trying to push into that hill, just trying to get that toe in the hill, which is all they needed. They couldn't get it because of that play from Woffs. And I think they just looked... You know, I don't think they looked good on that map in general, but after Woffs made that play, they really didn't look like they were ever in danger of actually getting to the hill.
Yeah, I mean, just as well, like Woffs saying live there, it just feels like an encapsulation of that map. You know, it really did feel like cheating death every time for Yamar. You know, they need to buy lottery tickets today because they were just constantly, everything was in their favor. But, you know, hopefully their cooled 110s can have a hot start like they did in that Lattice map and actually be able to translate it into some solid ball time here. We're going to be finding out now, though, on board with Zove. Just trying to get some nades down into bottom security, and that's actually just going to have to back off. Suspense to find the first kill off the map, and hopefully that won't be the tone setter for how this series is going to end. Nice trade, at least. 4 dead again. Their cooled 110s just really not able to start with their best foot forward. Camo in favor of Yamar and Ball. Imagine shock rifle, just the back smack to start it off. Surely you don't get a second Alex shock. You're going to need to do something, but already being the weaker of the two and without the camo means that he's just going to be a sitting duck. And a much worse start than the last map, but I mean, maybe it's opposite day. Maybe they need this and all of a sudden they're just going to come back from nothing. It doesn't feel like it, though, because it's just continued destruction from Yamar.
Yeah, fantastic play from Yamar there. They get that 4 dead instantly. It's camo and ball in their possession. Mose has just been walking around the map, finding kill after kill, doing so well. Finally gets taken down in that long haul position, but the damage is done. It's almost 50 seconds on the clock already for Yamar, and TK2 is finally going to be in a position to try and force that play ball, but the best he can hope for is a trade. Goes down 3 dead again for their cold 110s, and even though it will be 4 for Yamar, it just, what it means is the fact that they lost so many players of their own means that this setup, they're probably going to have to fight for it. They won't just be able to go wherever they want.
Yeah, Finners and Ninja elsewhere on the map, both so weak, and actually both being taken down now. It really is just a 2v4. And unfortunately, again, 4 dead for their cooled 110s. Yamar really just putting their foot harder down on the throat of their cool 110s. And just diving in is Mose. He spots 2 of them and still decides to just try and take the fight to Ninja. He's going to get punished for it. You can't take too many liberties, although it did feel like he was almost going to get away with it.
Yeah, Ninja there flying in does take control of this gold position. A pretty important play for the side of their cold 110s. Finding that kill also very important. Gets them a little bit of map control, gets them to the point where they can start moving this ball again. But some great shots from Mose there to take down that ball carrier. It's going to put a dampener on that plan, but Ninja's going to find another double kill. And also probably going to drop this ball to contest the camo. So far, it seems like Ninja might just be the hero that their cold 110s needs.
Yeah, definitely needed now rather than later. Don't have a single map to work with. You drop this, and that is the series gone. Their cold 110s really need to just relish in this pressure. Like you said, Ninja's just trying to lead from the front. 84, he's going to play that ball. If he's able to pick up that kill onto Zove, that would be insane, but very difficult for him to find, very unlikely, and it's not the world we are living in. Zove to find that one. Already to be rooting back through. The spots, I feel like, for Yamar are just on point. They always know where the next player is to try and press, and it doesn't even feel like they're really being that aggressive on the side of their cool 110s, yet they're still being spotted out. Finn is just getting shut down, as is TK2. It's a blender in top gold, and again, 4 dead for them. Their cooled 110s Just never able to find such a solid foothold in this map.
As they here watching that cross, very good angle for him, but Alex Shock does manage to make it across. He's got this shock rifle in his hands and he's going to have to be shocked by name, shocked by nature, but it's not going to happen. He needed to make something big happen with that shock rifle, and unfortunately he doesn't manage to. Finners forces the play ball though, and now he'll have the shock rifle in his own hands. Needs to actually get some kills here. Yeah, Margot 3 dead. This is an opportunity for their cold 110s, and it's probably the last opportunity they're going to have. If Yemar get that ball again, that time's going to tick away before you know it.
It is a bit of a worrying position to be in. Nice shot at least from Finners. He needs to find a little bit more impact like that. He needs to see just some form of dominance out of their cold 110s. With that shock rifle going down, it's not the worst, considering that it just is Zove. No way he finds that kill onto TK2. Might have been the last alive, but impact definitely felt. Nice perfect from Mose as well, just to follow up. And this is where things just can get a bit hairy. Like you mentioned, one more hold for Yamar. That could be the round. And then you really are at your final call with their called 110s. 2 dead apiece for the team. Nice pre-nade as well, just nets nothing for Ninja. Just gets completely shut down. 4 dead again. Alex Shock to spawn up with TK2 right behind, but it looks like they're just in no position to be able to get here quick enough. Suspense is going to be able to hold on to this one, boost his stats just a little bit. Alex Shock and Ninja trying to just pinch onto him, but they're not going to be able to kill him in time. That is going to be round 1 in favor of Yamar. So really now, their cool 110s just on a knife's edge.
61 seconds of ball time for Suspense. The other team didn't manage to get 61 seconds full stop. In fact, they didn't even manage to... they did manage to get more than Wasps' 23, but still a pretty disastrous situation to find yourself in if you are their cold 110s. You just came off of a very bad map, and you'd hope that maybe you could come out hot on this one, but instead you're going to have to dig out of the deepest hole you could possibly be in. 1 round down, no more lives left in this series. They can still do it, but it's going to have to... The script is going to have to change a lot from where we're at right now, and it's not going to while Suspense is playing like that.
Yeah, just shutting them out, lights out. TK2 having a real rough one as well. And Suspense, what a crazy little piece there. Just picking up a bit for the show reel. Gonna find a lot more damage. Just constantly, just keep finding more. Nice double kill for him. As he's gonna find even more impact, even more damage. Unfortunately, just continue to rip the hearts out of the side of their cooled 110s. Good night, Ninja. Sleep tight. This really just does feel like now their cooled 110s are throwing in the towel a little bit. It's hard not to. It felt so competitive early on, and then things just started to break down, and once the first brick falls, the rest just seemed to follow.
Well, the good news is that last time they got, I think, 50 plus seconds, and this time they only got 35 off the opening, so it's an improvement over last map. But TK2 is the last one alive. He is in a good spot in gold, a great position to try and deny this ball, but the enemy already knows where he is, and they're already pushing into this position. He's given away his location with that grenade. He manages to take down Suspense though, but he's going to get hunted down very quickly afterwards, and Wasps is just going to be able to rotate this ball away. He's already gotten it out of sight from this gold stairs position, and Finners is in no position to do anything about it.
Enemy has the ball.
One pushing. It's actually TK2 just a little bit late to Mose. So Mose is going to get shut down. Trying to find that trade is Suspense, and just trying to give him the biz. Knows exactly how to get in his head. And really put a full stop on this map. Alex Shock to shut him down though, and actually able to find a little bit more damage, but inevitable his death as Mose was there if Wasps were to fail. Everyone's spawning top gold now for their called 110s. So they're all spotted out, at least in a position to pick up this ball, and looks like TK2 will do exactly that. And Theo, you are too mean. I'm not going to do that.
Oh god. Wow, yeah, the stat department is looking a little bit rough for TK2, as was highlighted by Theo in the Twitch chat. Well, to be honest, it's not looking particularly good for anyone on their cold 110s. Ninja's definitely been playing the best so far. He's the only person who's really gotten any meaningful ball time. He's had some good plays that looked like he might be trying to keep them in it in the previous round, but so far this round it's just looked very confident from Yemar, although they haven't put a huge amount of time on the board since that initial run, which is good news for 110s. It means they are managing to deny that ball just a little bit better than they were last time, but they don't seem to be any closer to actually putting time on the board themselves.
Ninja has been a bit of a beacon in this map for their cool 110s. Unfortunately, the fog is too thick for the rest of them. Just really not able to join in. It feels a little bit more competitive, at least in this map. The scoreboard might say otherwise, but it doesn't feel as dominant. It's not been as quick for Yamar to total up their 48 points in this round. Like Shock just trying to get some covering nades onto Dare's push. Wafts will get shut down. Nice perfect from him. Start as you mean to go on. You need to find just more impact for everyone on their cool 110s. Just need a bit more life. Lovely shots from Alex Shock again. Another perfect. Finding his killing spree and maybe even his groove. Now, bringing the score a little bit closer. Ninja just keeping hold of this ball, but you do have Wafts just sat. Looks like he is aware of Waft's position. Actually, damage has been done to him, so the call has definitely come through. Waft's able to sneak through with relatively little damage done to him, and finding that perfect is just going to be so detrimental to their called 110s, especially with Finners and Alex Shock. Last two alive. Finners able to get that kill is huge, but the ball is still sat up there. Actually, it's been being rotated by Yamar just down towards pipes by Zove. Finners does get shut out. Alex Shock shut down as well. And the ball still in the hands of Yamar. They're able to flip that over. And Mo's to pick up that shock. So just when it feels like their cooled 110s are starting to find something, they're not able to get much out of it. Nice double kill from TK2 to take Suspense down with him to the grave. But again, this ball just gets away from them.
Yeah, I think to be fair to their cold 110s, that's what we've needed to see from them this whole time. But we needed to see from them for significantly longer and significantly sooner. Because unfortunately, as soon as they lose control of that ball, it's just that 30, 20 point lead just immediately reasserts itself over them. Mose has the shock rifle again. He hasn't managed to connect with it so far, but he's still alive somehow. Stays alive with that camo shock rifle, despite Finner staring right at him. The camo eye's not quite good enough. Another shock rifle is coming up soon. Mose is going to be in a perfect position to pick it up. He might find that kill for across the map. He will. And with only 10 seconds left, I think this game is over.
Yeah, that kill was onto Finners again. A double kill, surely not a triple. Mo's not the health to find it. And Finners, shut down by Mo's back-to-back in quick succession, is now just the final bastion to try and shut this down. But Yamar able to find the kill. TK2 not quick enough. And that is going to be Yamar taking it in 3-1 fashion. It felt like it was something from their cool 110s. Taking map 1, able to really just come alive. They were actually down. It was 3-1. Turned 4-3 in their favor, and then since then it just felt like everything was just going against them. Yamar really finding their footing, and their cool 110s maybe even actually dropping off a little bit.
Yeah, I gotta wonder if maybe the Slayer sorry, I gotta wonder if maybe the Slayer and the King of the Hill combined just sort of did a little bit of damage to the maybe the mental game, you know, the morale on their cold 110s, because unfortunately for them it just never really picked up after that Slayer. In fact, if anything, it got worse through the King of the Hill. It was slightly better in that second round. We actually saw them get into a lead, only a 2-point lead, and not for very long, but that was the most ball time we saw them get up the entire map. So maybe a little bit of silver lining there. The good news for them is that they are still a very solid team. They'll probably have a much easier opponent next round, which means they should be in a decent spot to maybe win a rematch if they come up against this team again.
Yeah, their cool 110s are going to need to really do something. It does feel like that Lattice, unfortunately, if they had a stronger start, could have gone the other way, or at least could have been a lot more competitive than what it was. You know, that 3-0 really being a staple, I think, on how the rest of this map was just going to go, of this series, excuse me, was going to go. But yeah, like you said, you know, maybe they'll find an easier matchup. You know, this is the number 1 versus number 2 seed, and looks like the seeding is correct as Yamar will come out on top. Just going to look at the rest of the Swiss bracket as well. JWMP going to 3-0 Zims. Locked in, actually going to beat Bohm Esports, which is, I believe, the underdog actually coming through on that one. So
I'm not entirely sure, actually. I think...
Huh?
I'm not sure about the
As
seeding, but looking
goes.
at the players on JWMP, they're a solid bunch, so I'm not super surprised, but, you know...
Oh, I was looking at the other side, Bohm versus Locked in. The seeding for that is...
Oh, sorry, yeah, I was looking at the completely wrong place. Yeah, I mean, I'm not actually sure who is on Locked in, but it does sound like you say that is a bit of an upset. And is Felix Gato Banda still going?
I assume so, considering we haven't got that matchup confirmed in terms of the scoreline. So we'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, I mean, 3-1 for Yamar versus their called 110s, and then that 3-0 in favour of JWMP. Locked in, as far as seeding goes at least, completing the upset. So we're just going to throw to a quick break as we wait for that Zach and Cody and Felice Gatto Banda game to finish, and then we'll have the second round of Swiss built for you guys. We'll be back in just a moment.
Hold on, it's getting too much. So long, but don't start to rush. Take your time, clear your mind. You're worrying enough. Don't make it too tough. Made it. Made it, yeah. Made it.
Double kill.
Roll the dice again and I can promise this time you lose. It's your turn to lose. Hold on, it's getting too much. So long, but don't start to rush. Take your time, clear your mind. You're worrying enough. Don't make it too tough. Made it. Made it, yeah.
Double kill.
Made it. Made it.
No scope. Killing spree.
Made it.
Late night overthinking, wrapped up in my feelings once again. I'm worried about the future,
Double
wondering
kill.
where I'll be in the end. But I know that there must be more to life than this.
Double
No,
kill.
I'm not perfect, but sometimes I just wish. In a perfect world, never say goodbye. Your heart will never break and you won't realize anything you want with no compromise.
Double kill.
But I know that there must be more to life than this.
Double kill.
I know I'm not perfect, but
Killing
sometimes I just wish in a perfect world, never say goodbye. Your heart will never break and you won't realize anything you want with no compromise. In a
Killing
perfect world,
spree.
but a perfect world wouldn't be mine. In a perfect
Double kill.
wake up in the morning, thinking from a different point of view. I know that fortune favored you with treasures I don't hold, and though the shine is
Double kill.
that's how I'll always think of you. You were a young one then, but everyone
No scope.
begins.
Killing spree.
We were just children, heaven was a dream away. Running from monsters, I wish I could say that the keys that you were searching for and the giants of the past have turned to dust. The world is ours to take, and you know it's not too late. The world is ours to take, and you know it's not too late.
Double kill. Double kill.
The world is ours to take, and you know it's not too late. In time, the stars will shine for you out on the open road. I came a rose in stone.
Snipe.
Just don't forget that I'm your home. I'm in your every breath. That's how the story ends. We were just children caught up in a tidal wave, running from monsters. I just wanna say that the keys that you were searching for and the giants of the past have turned to dust. The world is ours to take, and you know it's not too late.
Double kill. Double kill.
The world is ours to take.
Killing spree.
I could try to run free, but let the darkness chasing me. This is how it was supposed to be. When I feel like I'm done, I write a song that's not been sung. And I remember how I used to have fun when we were just children and heaven was a dream away. Running from monsters, I just wanna say that the keys that you were searching for and the giants of the past have turned to dust.
Double
The
kill.
world is ours to take, and you know it's not too late. too late.
Double kill. No scope. Killing spree. Snipe. Double kill. Double kill. Snipe. Reversal. Double kill. Perfect. Reversal. Perfect. Double kill. Double kill. Killing spree. Killing spree. Double kill. Double kill. No scope. Killing spree. Snipe. Double kill. Double kill.
Where would I be when the sun goes down and you ain't around with me? Where would I be when the lights go out and your love is surrounding me? Where would I be when the
Snipe.
sky comes alive and you're not holding me? Where would I be? Perfect. You take me higher when you pull me closer. You'll be there with me when we're going under. You'll be the fire when the nights grow colder.
Reversal.
Tell me how can we break this wall? When I'm with you, I know we can never fall.
Double kill.
Even if we will lose it all, I'm with you, with you. Baby, if we had only one more chance, we could break us through like a never land. Don't let me go, won't you take my hand? I'm with you,
Double kill.
with you, I'm with you.
Double kill. Killing spree.
With you. Baby, if we had
Killing
one more
spree.
chance, we could break us through like a never land. Don't let me go, won't you take my hand? I'm with you, I'm with you.
Double kill.
With you. With you, I'm with you. Take me in, don't let it pull me in. Won't you just let
Double
me
kill.
in? We'll come to life. Tell me how can we break this wall? When I'm with you, I know we can never fall.
No
Even
scope.
if we will
Killing
lose it all,
spree.
I'm with you, with you. Baby, if we had only one more chance, we could break us through like a never land. Don't let me go, won't you take my hand? I'm with you, I'm with you. I'm with you, I'm with you.
Snipe. Double kill.
With you. With you.
Double kill.
I'm with you.
Snipe.
Oh, no complications. Something pushed you right over the line. Read you like a book, it's written all over your face, and your lips aren't on the same page as your eyes.
Reversal.
If I lost you, I don't know.
Double kill.
If I lost you, I don't know. Would it go?
Perfect.
Get a little
Reversal.
freaked out. Are you honestly happy right now? You say you love me so loud. How do
kill. Double kill. Killing spree. Killing spree.
Didn't even go to college. Fast track, we still got nowhere to go. And you're feeling like we're stalling. You know that I'm all in. Lately you're not. I know it's my fault. And it feels like
Double
you're
kill.
already gone. You're already gone. If I lost you, I don't know. I don't know. If I lost you, I don't know what to do. Get a little freaked out. Are you honestly happy right now? You say you love me so loud. That is sounding like you're finding yourself. Don't know if the parts of me are
Double kill.
absolutely enough to keep you around.
No scope. Killing spree. Sniper. Double kill. Double kill.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the EHL Summer Split 1 Swiss. My name is Hixie, I'm joined here by Seal, and we did just see Yamar take down their in 110s in 3-1 fashion. It was a very good start from their in 110s in that first map, able to flip a 3-1 to a 4-3 on Aqua Flag, but from then it really just fell flat, unfortunately. They just really crumbled when it felt kind of pivotal, and then Yamar were able to really lock in and just turn the heat up as the series got deeper. But with the awesome new website from our very own Reed, you can easily see the layout of the day with Swiss developing through into that round 2 matchups. We've got, of course, the 1-0s of JWMP versus Yamar, and then Locked In versus Zach and Cody. And we said just before the break that Locked In actually taking down Bomb Esports is, as far as seeding goes, the upset of the first round. However, we'll have to just keep an eye on how Locked In will fare against Zach and Cody, because they are a little bit higher in that seeding. However, today, or at least in this round, we're going to be following the 0-1 bracket. We're going to be looking at Bomb Esports versus Zims in this best of 5. So on the side of Bomb Esports, we've got Benz, Nexus, Cali, and Sigma Yame, I guess. And on Zims, of course, we have Theo, Brian Noob, Dreams, and Xavier.
Yeah, those are two interesting teams, I think. Bomb, definitely the underdogs, I would say, going into this, but I'm not 100% sure because I just don't have a great idea of how good most of those players are. Meanwhile, Zims, I think, showed that they are very much a threat to basically anyone. When we were in Stoke just earlier, I mean, they took down Margin in a slightly unusual but certainly, significant fashion. Yeah, controversial moment for the European Halo League, but they have demonstrated that they are not a team you can take lightly. Obviously, they don't have Square Melon this time, but having chatted to the players on Zims, I don't think they're going to be that. I don't think they're feeling the absence that much. And the thing about Square Melon, he's obviously mechanically ridiculous.
Yes.
But obviously, he's a significantly less experienced player than Xavier, who has taken over. I think they'll be quite happy to have that sort of maybe slightly more level-headed teammate who is still mechanically very good. Zims, I think, a team to watch today.
Yeah, for sure. I think you're right as well. Bringing Sav in just adds a little bit more of a well-rounded player over Square Melon, who most definitely has time to become a well-rounded player, don't get me wrong at all, but really showing off his ability individually in Stoke on that LAN. The guy was cracked. I had no idea where he'd come from. He just showed up and shut everyone out. But yeah, like you said, obviously Sav coming in for Zims can just be a little bit more of a player you'd expect a pretty solid game from across the board. So Zims, yeah, I agree, definitely a team to look out for, and Bomb Esports with a pretty tall task ahead of them. However, it isn't impossible. We have seen Locked In actually taking down Bomb Esports, so maybe they've got a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, starting off on that Streets Strongholds. We do have Solitude Slayer coming up after this, Argyle CTF, Live Fire King of the Hill, and then Recharge Slayer if we need those final 2 in this best of 5. Looking like actually just 2 players on either side, just the only 2 to pick up kills. Sav with that camo as well. Gonna spot out 2, so needs to just back away to try and keep his head in the shoulders.
Yeah, it is worth knowing here that we're on Street Stronghold, which is a relatively recent addition to the EHL map pool. I think Street Stronghold has been out of rotation for longer than EHL has existed. So, now that it's back, it's always fun to see. I've still not gotten to Caster Streets King of the Hill yet, which I'm annoyed about because that's my favourite game mode, or at least it was when it was in rotation. So hoping that can come back at least at some point. But Xavier with the red gun is going to find himself a double kill, which should get his team into scoring position, although it was an early start for Bomb Esports.
Yeah, looks like Kai was the only player alive for Bomb, at least, when Zims get onto B, able to flip that one as well. And finally, total up a few points to try and claw this one back. 2 dead for Bomb. There's Sigma Yame just trying to get some shots down onto B. Just going to back off, get that reload in. And bring his shields back up as well. We'll actually route now through to the balcony. get shot from across the map on top A. Brian Noob is just going to jump down, though, so that aggression no longer felt by 4 Sigma Yame. He's actually just going to jump down, get a few shots off from Arcade side. Theo able to find one. He's going to need to do a little bit more if he's going to take down Sigma Yame. Last player alive for Bomb will still keep himself the last player alive for now. As again, just constant pot shots onto him. Actually never able to find who is shutting him down. Just constant shots from behind and then tuck and tail.
See this fight continuing over towards B. I think it's always going to be the hot spot for this map. It's kind of that middle ground position. And I personally generally prefer this setup that Bomb Esports has here. That BC position's always really nice, and you can see that I think Dreams and the players on Zims also think so, because they're looking to swipe that C stronghold out from under them. Because of the dominant position of the C balcony, where you can just see all the way along B Street, it makes it very difficult to push into B if you have someone controlling that position. But now you can actually see Bomb Esports, not Bomb Esports, sorry, Zims, looking to push up towards A instead, making an AC setup, but it isn't really going to plan. Theo's the only one still there, and he's getting crossfired by Nexus, who manages to find that kill. But I think there must be a camo player on A, because I can't see them through the wall.
Oh, yeah, actually, Sav is just there, able to take down Nexus, but will be shut down by Kite. So, trade coming through for Bomb means that camo is out of play. And Zim's able to pick up A, but it looks like C is going to get flipped. Actually, B in response as well. So, Zim's going to be totaling up some more points, still trailing. They were able to actually claw it back just a little bit, but Bomb with a solid hold. That red gun really just putting the fear of God into Zim's, making them all push through Cafe and then getting shut down, like you said. Theo trying to find two and will be able to net both. No damage done to him as well, so if anyone else was nearby, he could have continued, but it looks like every other engagement is going down over on Arcade. So Theo going to run on over. His running shoes nicely laced and able to find Sigma Yame already. Theo having a very impactful life so far. 3 kills found. Looking to find a 4th as well. Early damage done allows him to just pick that one up nice and easy. Killing spree for him, as he is finding even more impact. Sav through driveway to find that last player as well, so that Arcade push from Bomb completely shut down.
Yeah, but you can see that that A position has got players having infiltrated into it. But I think it's actually a smart play from Sigma Yame. He didn't step foot in A. Instead, he focused on wrapping all the way through to that PD position, which means he didn't give away his location by stepping into the hill. Now he's behind enemy lines, and they maybe don't know where he is. Brian Noob finally takes him down, but Arca Nexus in a great spot should be able to capture this A stronghold if he can win this 1v1, which he will. Back into scoring position, go Bomb Esports, but Zims, have found themselves in the lead for now.
Yeah, Arca could have found that kill, onto Sav as well. He was taking one shot, but enough damage onto Arca Nexus just to shut him down. Dreams trying to wrap round through to A, but a lot of damage taken, so he's going to have to try and play a little bit more cautiously. Given an opportunity from Sigma Yame's missed melee, but not enough health to actually capitalize fully. As the score is incredibly close. Bomb Esports just trailing ever so slightly. As that camo has come up, and Nexus just completely shut down, trying to pick that one up. Dreams able to get away. As I say that, though, from Tires comes Sigma Yame swinging. Looking for a second, able to find the double kill. Beautiful shots from him. Gets the help from Benz as well with the red gun, and allows him to pick up that camo. 4 dead for Zims, as Dreams is going to spawn up. I believe he just saw him on B stairs, no?
That was a teammate, I think.
You sure?
His Dreams is all the way over there.
Oh, yeah, okay. I must be tripping.
Yeah, it happens, don't worry. The heat gets to us all, but it is going to be 2 dead there for Zims. The push through Cafe not working out very well for them. Theo, probably not long for this world, does manage to trade. But it's going to be a 1 fight here for Bomb Esports, I think. Although, actually, despite the fact that numbers advantage went in favour of Bomb, the team shots there from Sav and I'm not sure who else that was, is just going to destroy that player, and they're going to manage to hopefully push into A here off the back of it. Sav puts a little burst into a teammate just to remind him he's there. And then we'll be moving towards a more central position to try and put some damage down. But you can see here he's in a bit of an awkward spot. He wants to hunt down this player, but has to separate himself from his teammates to do so, gets taken down, and that puts numbers potentially in favour of Bomb Esports, but it's going to depend on the outcome of this 1v1, which will be a trade. So Zims stay in scoring position, and great nades from Dreams there to take down that player in the red room. Zims now closing in on equalising the scoreline, and so far this has been a very, very back and forth street strongholds.
Yeah, exactly that. It has been incredibly back and forth. Everyone really just showing up right now. And a lot of trades coming through, not just in the scoreline, across the map as well. Nice 2-on-3 in favour of Zims. This Kai's going to spawn up. Benz is going to fall though. Camo with 7 seconds left. These next few deaths are going to be pivotal. And Zims with 2 down. Make that 3 already. So Theo really not in a solid position to try and actually find anything in terms of picking up that camo. As I say that though, only now a Bomb actually averting their gaze towards it. Theo trying to take down one. Will take down Benz, but will... Oh, actually Sav able to get the help there as well. So what felt like Zims not being able to get a look in into this camo makes 4 dead for Bomb, and camo picked up by Xavier.
Somehow Theo there, as the last one alive, manages to contest the camo and stay alive long enough for his teammates to collapse in and win that entire fight. And Xavier manages to find a crucial kill there. He finds a second as well with the camo. There's a third to be had, and he's going to get it! A triple kill killing spree for Xavier, as he manages to get his team now the first confident lead we've seen all game, and a major lead for Zims, putting them in a potentially winning position as the trip cap is still in effect.
Sav just playing Doom 64. Big run and gun from him. That was just everything in his warpath being shut down, and the points are really now showing that split that Sav has been able to create. Off the back of Theo's leg up, Sav has really just come alive in that final life. He still hasn't died. The camo might have dropped off, but Sav definitely not. Map 1 going to Zims, and a massive, massive win from Theo in a position where it really felt like he shouldn't have had any looking into that camo. Last alive, yet somehow finds so much impact, and Sav really just went with it.
Yeah, I'd love a different POV on what actually happened there, because it was kind of hard to tell. It looked like that camo should have just been theirs. I think what must have happened is that entire pink street was open. And I think the players on Bomb were expecting all of the spawns on Zims to come in on the A side, but the thing is, the way the spawns in Halo Infinite work is it tries to sort of spread you out across the map where there is space to do so. So if you leave the entirety of B Street and A open, sorry, not B Street, Pink Street and A open, it might spawn one person in A, but then it'll spawn another in Cafe, another further, like giving you a little bit of space on the map, almost like a bit of a bounce back mechanic. So, you know, you have to really control everything in order to actually force a team to all spawn super clustered together. And I think Bomb Esports kind of took that spawn trap for granted a little bit. They didn't look Pink Street, it didn't look like, at least. So I think that's why players somehow managed to get behind those camo players, because they probably spawned out towards Cafe or Pink and then managed to swoop around.
Yeah, it did feel like a little bit of a mismanagement of their resources from Bomb, having the player advantage considerably with Theo being last alive. It felt like everyone was focused on locking down that arcade side, and like you said, your T Street completely left open. But also bottom mid, you know, it was camo seemed like a secondary thought. It was focus on arcade and then pick up camo, because we have the player advantage. Surely Theo's going to be nowhere near, but he was, and he was able to find impact. And then of course, you know, what we saw is exactly what happened. It was Zims just really running away with it off the back of Theo's help for Sav. So really going to need to be 2 players that Bomb want to try and focus on. But then, of course, you've got Brian Noob and Dreams. This whole Zims team is very well-rounded. Every player really has an ability to just go off whenever. And it looks like Sav's was at the end of that last map. But looking forward to Solitude Slayer as map number 2. See if Bomb can do anything to try and pull this one back. Looks like Theo is going to start just as hot as he finished. And already a camo in favour of Zims once again. And Shock as well.
Yeah, it's been good camo control for them. I think we saw a lot of camos in the hands of Zims in the last game. We'll have to see now if Brian Noob can find as much success with it as Sav had. He also does have the shock rifle in his favour. He manages to sneak through using that camo, but his teammates are too good. They're managing to pick up these kills before he gets there. Only just going to manage to get 1 assist so far, but camo shock still in his favour. And 3 dead now for Bomb. It's going to be potentially up to Brian to try and take down these spawners.
Yeah, gonna need to find a lot of impact with this shock rifle and camo. Everyone's also just feeling like they're in a box for Bone. Now, Sigma Yame and Benz both dropping. And Kai also actually elsewhere in Cafe means that Nexus just has actually been able to get away. Or maybe there he is. Nexus just trying to play on that Cafe ramp, trying to find something. Just get 1 kill at least. Does have the help from Kai elsewhere. Actually, just up on that sniper perch up top.
Brian Noob still has that shock rifle, finally goes down with it. But that's a good minute and a half, I think, of him having that shock rifle in his control. A minute and a half of Bomb essentially having to live with the knowledge that someone on the map can just one-shot them from across it. Definitely will probably have been affecting the way they've been playing. They've not let this get insanely out of control just yet, but it is a 6-kill lead. Make that a 5-kill lead for the side of Zims. A pretty confident position to find yourselves in to begin with. And a great push in there from Brian Noob and Dreams, collapsing on those 2 players from multiple directions will get them up to an 8-kill lead. And so far it feels like we haven't seen Bomb all 4 off spawn since the beginning.
Yeah, they're really just getting put in a blender. This Cafe has been really just a massacre for Bomb.
Double kill.
Sav finding a double is going to continue that narrative. He is just going to get this camo completely uncontested. No one's in a position, maybe Nexus, but not even actually able to do much. As I say that, though, he does have the help from a teammate. So Sav will get the camo, but he will be shut down. So camo is out. Theo with Brian Noob spawning up, I believe, over actually down at the bottom of elevator. And Theo is still in a bit of a precarious position with the other 2 teammates spawning up at U-Bend, though. He's going to have a little bit more support. And again, just in Cafe are Bomb. They really need to try and get out of here. Sigma Yame going at least through Yard gives them an option to root through. Theo will be dropped. Kai traded for, though. And Sav actually found as well. So maybe a little bit more life this time from Bohm as they find another one. This is looking a little bit more convincing from them, but they are still trailing considerably. 7 kills is their deficit. And that trade is only going to assist Zims. You need a few more like that, but you just find Sav's back completely. And this Carbine's still finding damage, but with only 3 bullets left, you're going to have to switch to the Bandit eventually.
Yeah, this map is very snowbally in general, and I think when you see a team getting kind of collapsed on over and over again, like we saw with Bomb, you got to ask, is this sort of Solitude being Solitude, or is this a problem with that team? And I think the fact that we've seen Bomb managing to fight back here, managing to put that same pressure on Zims, shows that it's kind of been just the way Solitude is played, and they haven't managed to get as much out of it as Zims did. They're still at a 6-kill deficit, but that's a hell of a lot better than they were looking just a moment ago. And they still have numbers advantage on the map, still finding trades, still trading advantageously, in fact, at least briefly. But unfortunately, Bomb are going to go 3 dead, and now Zims have crossed that 30 kill mark. They're going to be looking to try and replicate their success from earlier in the map to close it out.
Yeah, lead just being extended further by Zims. Things getting even closer. Nexus, a freebie for Brian Noob. Happily take that any day of the week. 9 and 3 for him, 7 assists. Everyone on Zims really just having a solid start. Solid half even. Well beyond the halfway point of this map. As they are closing in already on 40 points, excuse me. 2 kills for Bomb, rebutted by 2 for Zims. Constant pressure from Zims. Finally, Brian Noob gets shut down. Feels like he's just lived, every single life has been lived to its fullest.
Theo there gets caught out, but he wins the Piv. A huge win there for Theo. Still a 10-kill lead now. And despite the life that we did see from Bomb just earlier, I don't really see it happening now, especially Dreams still putting down perfect kills, still getting more damage. You know, Arca Nexus has more cover than Dreams does in that situation, but he's the one being forced to actually retreat from the gunfight. Does get taken down eventually, but Brian Noob with this camo could just be the end of this game, as the camo control from Zims has been so good. And Bomb Esports here staring down the barrel of a potential 3-0. There's no way they're going to win this map, and something to bear in mind is that although this isn't sort of officially an elimination game, whoever going down 2-0 now in our 3 rounds of Swiss probably guarantees that you will not be able to get into the top 4 going forward, and Zims will take that map. Bomb are going to need to change things up pretty substantially. Got to find a bit of that form they were looking like at the start of that street stronghold, because the scoreline doesn't really show it because Zims sort of took the game by the scruff of the neck, but it was very close up to about that 150 mark.
Yeah, it was Bomb really just going back and forth with Zims in that first map, and then all of a sudden things really just got shut down. Zims finding their flow, and that feels like it's continued into this second map. Yeah, 50 to 35. Everyone on the side of Zims really just showing up in that map, and it didn't feel like it was really much Bomb was necessarily doing wrong. It just felt like Zims really just having a watertight game.
Yeah, I mean, seeing those assist columns, I think everyone but Savia on double digits for Zims. Nobody on Bomb on double digits, just not managing to... I mean, like you say, I'm not sure if it's so much stuff that Bomb was doing wrong. I think Zims was just doing such a great job of isolating them, of keeping them from shooting together, of, you know, like I say, spreading them out across the map, not keeping them disconnected from one another. It's such a dangerous situation to find yourself in, where players are constantly getting caught out on their own, because you catch that one player out on his own and then suddenly you've got 3v4 and you can just push into that, and even if they trade, you'll probably be trading advantageously. The only upside here, I think, is that Argyle Flag is not a new map, but it's a map that's been out of rotation a little bit. And if you're on Bomb Esports, you know, you've been playing the HDC, I believe these guys have. Hopefully that means they've got a little bit more time on this map, a little bit more maybe competitive experience than the players on the Zims might, because this map hasn't been back in rotation for very long, and nowadays a lot of these players don't play a huge amount of ranked anymore. So it could be the case here that Bomb Esports might feel more comfortable on this map.
Yeah, it's nice to have this map back as well. Talking in the break about how much I miss this, and Sav with the start that I really enjoyed doing, just going for that grapple and instantly just flying straight towards that top mid spot. Looks like QT's there. It used to be camo, I believe, back in the day, maybe one time. But I don't know when that would have changed. It's been a while for me. I like the double snipe on this map. I always appreciate double snipe. It's always good fun. Looks like a relatively even start across the board. Just one kill up our Bomb, but of course this is CTF, so it doesn't really mean that much, especially so early on. Snipers are going to be pivotal, and Sigmayame looking to be that part of Bomb getting back into this one. Nice kill from Brian, who being so weak yet able to find Nexus. Sav sniper down as well. Sigmayame also, though. So both snipers are just hitting the floor. This is relatively even.
Yeah, I like this positioning here from Kai. Puts himself in a nice spot where he can either drop down to help that teammate, or if he sees an opportunity, he can push across the top mid. That's exactly what he chooses to do, but he doesn't pick a good opportunity for it at all. He's forced to scuttle away down to bottom mid. Controlling your enemy's vent can be absolutely crucial in this mode, because it's such a hard position to dislodge someone from. But obviously you have to actually get in there first. And I think that's what Kai was hoping for, but didn't quite manage to get it. Now a bit happening in that courtyard, but the flag's still on the run. I think it's Dreams that's got it, but it does seem to have been dropped just for now.
That flag is very close. Sigmayame gets a touch as well. The Zims flag not really too far from going back, but nice lock-in for Zims. They're able to find the break. Sav is actually looking for two of these players. Able to find Benz, but Benz gets the better of him. Carbine not favoured in that engagement, it would seem. Brian Noob surely dead, although able to wrap round, and actually Theo to avert gaze, so Nexus is going to have to try and take down two. He's got to manage his resources well. Able to find one, but Brian Noob is going to be back up and actually able to get his shields back. Surely you don't get here. Don't get two here, excuse me. Brian Noob does find both. So continuing this run as Dreams with the help of Brian Noob to find that impact. Looks like Sav and Dreams both to drop as well, so Brian Noob needs to just do a little bit more to continue this flag. It feels like it's too much to ask. He's still just kind of ratting around the back.
Enemy
Yeah, Arca Nexus here, going to manage to find that timing. The players on Zims did a great job to leave that flag in a super exposed position, but unfortunately there's none of them in a position to deny that flag return. 2 of them dead now, but Theo is going to be playing Guardian for this flag. No one on Bomb, far enough up to start pulling it. And you can see here, Theo trying to maintain control of this courtyard side, but he gets taken down by the combination of the sniper from Sigma Yame and some bandit shots. Now Sigma Yame is going to be looking to take control of this plat position, moving over towards the enemy commando maybe, but he gets himself caught in a corner and has to skedaddle.
Skedaddle indeed. Sav pulling that flag. So he's going to get Sigma Yame interested, and he's actually going to bite. He's going to find Sav. Dreams to find Nexus. This sniper, it looks like Sigma Yame just taking the role of sniper on this map for the side of Bomb. He didn't find any heads. As I say, that Sav presents his. Sigma Yame will take it gladly. Theo on the other side, able to find Benz with that sniper. So both in play for both teams. Oh, go on. Keep going. He's able to find 2. Sigma Yame showing why he's the sniper on this team. Crazy third to find that triple kill. Beautiful shot from Sigma Yame. He's really putting this to work. If he found Brian Noob there, I would have walked out.
Yeah, I mean, Sigma Yame, if he'd spotted Theo on that back base position, he could have had the over. Theo was there for the picking. He had a sniper rifle of his own, but Sigma Yame instead, I think, I don't know if he didn't see him or if he decided he didn't want to smoke, but, you know, Theo was right there for the over, but still an absolutely beautiful triple kill there for Sigma. Unfortunately, doesn't really get converted to any significant objective pressure. It's actually going to be Zims now with a numbers advantage, and you see Xavier pushing up towards the enemy snipe side, but not aware of the spawners.
Certainly putting the Sigma in the Sigma Yame for that play. Noob, again, just with another forward position. Feels like he's always trying to be the first guy to the call. Just constant de-scoping battle with Sigma Yame. No one else actually getting involved for Bomb Esports. Felt like there were many opportunities for Brian Noob to get shut down.
Zims actually has 2 sniper rifles now. Theo and Xavier both having them, and both of them putting them to use as well.
Yeah, if you're Bomb, you definitely want Sigma Yame to pick one of these back up after the showing we just had. Needler, not the most orthodox, but will get the job done nonetheless. Miss from Sav. Spots out 2, so definitely isn't going to try and take that engagement. He almost gets caught out, though. Oh, okay. Flag will go in. That's 2 for Zims. And Theo to find the body shot means it's... Or Sav, excuse me, to find the body shot means it's nice and easy for Theo to clean up. Final sniper rifle bullet expended. And finally, Sav will fall.
You love to see Zims actually managing to convert a flag cap off of that double sniper.
Spree.
So often we see that double sniper in possession. They'll get so many kills and just don't convert to anything. But we see here Zims showing good objective efficiency, finding the kills that they needed to, getting that flag going, and they do manage to capture it. And also, is the needle a G8?
I would assume not, considering that we've seen it get a kill and be held. But who knows? Who really knows? I mean, Sav.
I think it might never have been officially G8 because they took it off of competitive maps before it used to be. Maybe, like, because I think this is the only competitive map it's still on, and I think that's because this map hasn't been in competitive.
I think it's an interesting one. I always like a little bit more variation, but we're not going to see it much more, as that is going to get locked in by Brian here. The 3-0 in the map, and unfortunately for Bomb Esports, excuse me, a 3-0 in the series. Very quick work from Zims to shut out Bomb from going 1-1. And Bomb will actually be dropping to 0-2 in Swiss. Don't need that live fire King of the Hill or recharge Slayer. An efficient one, but yeah, some crazy plays in this series. I mean, this one definitely being the highlight of all highlights so far. Crazy. That third shot's just insane. This one here, just milliseconds to really adjust. Just very nice placement already for his crosshair for Sav to just fly right on in. And yeah, Theo was there to land the shot, and if he really wanted to go for it, you could have seen Sigma Yama go for that crazy overkill, but it wasn't meant to be, and it was not meant to be that they would take even a map.
Yeah, great play there from Zims. They looked pretty dominant from that moment that they got that camo on Streets to the end of the Argyle. There really didn't look to be any beating Zims there. They looked very, very good. I'll be interested to see who they come up against next, because I feel like Zims are still a bit of a wild card team. They were my wild card going into Stoke, and I think they're a team that has that skill level. They have that potential to beat, you know, higher ranked teams. Right now, you know, teams like Zach and Cody locked in. These guys are really good, and I think Zims have that skill level that they could maybe compete with those higher ranked teams. But we're going to have to see maybe a little bit more from them before I feel confident saying that they've made it into that higher level. You know.
Yeah, I do think Zims maybe need to have nothing against Bond, but a little bit more of a closer opponent to really see what kind of Zims we're going to be getting. Do you see JWMP are going to lose 0-3 to Yamar? Kind of expected. You know, they absolutely dominated their cool 110s in that first round, and they are number 1 seed coming into this, up against number 5 in that round 2 in JWMP. So Yamar really just running through, trying to get a perfect 3-0 in this week to lock in playoffs. But we'll have to see who they come up against. Of course, locked in Zach and Codeine, and then Feliz Gato, Banda, and their called 110s still ongoing, as these have been some pretty quick 3-0s.
Yeah, I think Feliz Gato Banda have had a pretty unfortunate time of it in terms of their bracket. They lose 3-2 in that first one, and their opponent for the next round is their cold 110s, who are a very, very strong team. They did get taken down in the round 1, which is what puts them in that position. But I think, unfortunately, Feliz Gato Banda are going to have a very hard time overcoming their cold 110s, and that probably means, yeah, in fact, just as I'm saying that, the result has come in 3-0 to their cold 110s. Mm-hmm. And as we were saying previously in that game, the two teams that are going to go down 0-2 are pretty much out of consideration, I think, for the playoffs. They will play each other, though, and I think so far, Bomb Esports, they look good at the start of that Streets, but I don't have a huge amount of confidence that they're going to be able to take down Feliz Gato Banda.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the two teams as well, in Feliz Gato Banda and Bomb Esports, I would say Feliz Gato Banda are the team I would put my money on, but, you know, we have seen an upset today already. Unfortunately, it was against Bomb Esports, but it can happen again. And, you know, it was brought up a minute ago that we had the schedule actually up for the upcoming month. Of course, there we go. Thank you very much, Infinity. Appreciate it. Next Sunday, of course, we do have the follow-up, the continuation, the part 2 of today. In the 4 teams who do qualify will be facing off in that playoffs. And you might be noticing as well, on the 23rd of July, we do have the Campaign Evolved release stream that we're actually going to be running. That's going to be a fun one. I'm not too sure on the details of that, but we will definitely be sending out comms through Twitter and Discord, of course, our usual channels. But for now, we're just going to be waiting for round 2 to finish off, so we will be throwing to a very short break as we do wait for Locked In versus Zach and Codeine to conclude to decide who is going to be going where in round 3. So give us a few moments and we will be back very shortly.
Walking on the moon.
One moment to escape. You're walking on the moon.
killing spree. Killing spree. Double kill. Killing spree. Double kill. Double kill. Double kill. Triple kill. Killing spree. Double kill.
Wasting time on my own. All the places you said we go. All this pain builds within. Footsteps fade, what could have been? Finally, I feel more free. The end of you and me. Let it go, let it be. My heart belongs to me. My heart belongs to me. You're never gonna let me go, and I will never let you go.
Snipe. Double kill. Snipe. Killing. Triple kill. Snipe.
You're never gonna let me go, and I will never let you go. And now I'm feeling stronger, feeling stronger.
Killing spree. Double kill. Double kill. Double kill.
You're never gonna let me go, and I will never let you go. And now I'm feeling stronger, feeling stronger.
No scope. Killing spree.
And I will never let you go. And now I'm feeling stronger, feeling stronger.
but you're hiding something that don't feel right. You know life is better when we just talk. When we just talk. Let's
Double
talk.
kill.
Baby, I'm not part of our language. I ain't got no
Double
time to
kill.
sit here and cry. You know life is better when we
Killing
just talk.
spree.
When we just talk. Let's talk.
Killing spree. Double kill. Killing spree. Double kill. Double kill. Double kill.
I know sometimes I can say
Triple kill. Killing spree.
get nowhere without responding. You know life is better when we just talk. When we just talk. Let's talk. Better when we just talk.
Double kill.
Just talk. Better when we just talk. Just talk. You know better when we just talk. Let's talk. You say that you're cool and that it's alright, but you're hiding something that don't feel right. You know life is better when we just talk. When we just talk. Let's talk.
Nice. Snipe. Double kill. Snipe. Killing. Triple kill. Snipe. Killing spree. Double kill.
She found a way into my heart. Oh, oh. She don't make up when she make art. And I need a way to treat it, 'cause I keep getting high off of her. Off of her. I know that you'd be bad from the minute I saw you. But somehow I keep running back to you. Back to you. Back to long nights can get me feeling lonely. Hey. And hearing music that can make me smile. But the way I feel with her cannot be explained. But one thing still remains on my mind. I know that you'd be bad from the minute I saw you. But somehow I keep running back to you. Back to you.
No scope. Killing spree. Team nearing victory.
Spit it out, just tell me honestly. You should know I'm not your enemy. You won't trust, I want it just as much. You need love, I need the same for us. Look at all this time we're wasting, screaming at each other, baby. Wanna understand.
Snipe. Double kill. Double kill. Snipe. Perfect. Reversal. Double kill. Perfect. Reversal. Perfect. Double kill. Double kill. Killing spree. Killing spree. Double kill. Killing spree. Double kill. Perfect. Double kill. Double kill. Triple kill. Killing spree. Double kill.
Perfect.
forget the things that I've been through, and I don't have the time to lay it all in front of you. And you think that you wanna save me. You don't know it, baby, why you do this? I got this under control. You think you do, but you really don't know that I don't need a savior. You can't be my savior. I'll save myself. I'll save myself. No, I don't need a savior. You can't be my savior. I'll save myself. I'll save myself. I'll save myself.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the EHL Summer Swiss #1 split. My name is Hixie, I'm joined here by Seal, and we just saw Bomb Esports kind of bomb out against Zims. Unfortunately, it wasn't as close as we were hoping. Zims taking that in 3-0. It was a very solid showing from them with some pretty big highlights from individuals, specifically Sav in that first map as well, really showing up. We did have a lovely little triple kill from Sigma Yame in that map 3 with that sniper rifle. It was a tasty little lick, as as I don't know, people maybe said a few months ago. But we do have round 3 matchups ready for you guys. We are going to be following this 2-0 Yamar versus Zach and Codeine to see who is going to be going perfect 3-0 in this round 3. That's who we are going to be following on with. We do have Empyrean CTF as the very first map for these teams, and then Streets Slayer, Solitude King of the Hill, Livefire Oddball, and Origin Slayer. But looking at the rest of that round 3 bracket, of course, we do have that unfortunate 0-2 for Feliz, Gato Banda, and Bomb Esports. One of those two teams will be eliminated after this matchup. For the 1-1s, excuse me, and the loser of this 2-0, of course, they do still have a little bit of a lifeline to be able to go into next weekend, into that playoffs. But yeah, unfortunately for one of those 0-2 teams, they will not be seeing much further into today. But we will be still, I mean, I'm going to be enjoying this Empyrean CTF at least for map 1.
Yeah, I think, you know, when we look at the two teams that we have here today, so jumping into that, we probably see, you know, this Yemar team, they looked very good earlier. They're a set of phenomenal players, and whilst Zach and Cody are also a very solid roster full of, you know, fun, you know, players who have been consistent performers for many years, it's kind of hard to say that Zach and Cody aren't the underdogs going into this. Yomar looked very good against a team that I would probably rate above Zach and Cody. So I think it's going to have to be an absolute A game from them in order to make a dent in this Yomar roster.
Yeah, Yamar have dropped only a single map today as well, and that was in that round 1 matchup against their Cooled 110s. Probably their closest team, I would say, in this tournament so far. Of course, they are Seed 1 versus Seed 2 in that round 1 matchup. They then came up against JWMP, who are seeded 5th in this, and did 3-0 them pretty quickly as well. We were on board with that Zims Bomb Esports matchup, and of course that was a 3-0 as well. And when we looked to the bracket after that concluded, we did see that the Yamar JWMP series had concluded as well, so it was equally as quick. It feels like this one, to me, should be a 3-0, considering that their Cooled 110s only got 1 map off them. But it could be different. You know, Zach and Codeine, of course, could take one of these earlier maps. We haven't seen an Empyrean today. We have seen a Solitude and a Streets, of course, but in different fashions. I believe Solitude was, I think, a Slayer earlier today, and then Streets, we've seen a Strongholds, which hasn't been in for a long old time. So you never know. Zach and Codeine could just pull one out of the bag, but I do think it will only be one.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, I think looking at Empyrean Flag, for example, I remember that Yemar, the players, I think Woffs was on that Luminon Ember team in Stoke, wasn't he? Suspense and Wasps?
No, it was not. It was Suspense and Tuxie.
Oh, it was.
alongside
You're right.
TK2
It was.
and
I was thinking
Finners.
Toxic. Oh yeah. So I mean, it's only Suspense then, but he looked very good on Empyrean Flag in that previous LAN event we had. And to be fair, no one in this lobby is going to be a stranger to Empyrean Flag. I think everyone has played it more times than they can count, especially the people who've been knocking around since Halo Reach and Halo 3, which quite a few of them have. But like I say, I think looking at the side of EMR, they're just such a strong team. And I think even though Zach and Codeine are great players in their own right, I think they would have to play their absolute A game, and GMR would have to come out pretty flat in order to see a map go Zach and Codeine's way. But stranger things have happened.
Yeah, indeed. I do think you'd be right in thinking that if Yamar were to come out quite flat, it would be a bit of a thing to bring up. There would be question marks, of course. Maybe they're just like playing a little bit more casually. But yeah, definitely a team with a lot more pedigree, I guess, coming into this matchup. I was just looking over at Stokes, the previous LAN we have run back in the end of May. And Woffs was actually on Goffs in 110s with Neb, Dizzle, and Shabby.
Yeah, he was. That was an interesting team. In my opinion, I found that team a little bit disappointing. I had high hopes for them. They looked very good in the qualifiers, and they looked like they didn't play bad. I don't think in the series that I saw of them, they just didn't play well enough to win. Unfortunately, like they sort of. I mean, I guess they lost to Zims, which was unexpected, but that was kind of before we realized we were familiar with Zims' game. They sort of, they went on to beat Majin, which once again, like, you can argue they're extenuating circumstances and such, but there's a reason why Majin felt comfortable enough to play like that, because they were so confident going in, because they are that good. Like, they weren't, their confidence isn't unfounded. So the fact that they did manage to beat them there was somewhat remarkable. And I think Goffs in 110s, they lost that series to Zims, but then when it came to later in the bracket, they lost to, I think it was the Energized roster, were the ones that knocked them out, and that was understandable. Energize are once again a very good team. They're a team that Goffs in 110s were capable of beating. They got to game 5 and they just didn't manage to win it. And I think, like I say, they were a slightly maybe underwhelming team considering the level of skill that was on there, and it's possible that Wasps might be trying to set the record straight a little bit and show that he wasn't the problem on that team with the way he's been playing in this tournament.
Yeah, I do think in Stoke it was unfortunate for Goffs, because like you said, on Zims there was just such a question mark over that Square Melon pickup, I guess, and he really just shut everyone up in incredible fashion. So, was in that Goff series, I believe that was the first one of the day for. I remember casting that. I'm not sure if it was myself. I don't know if it was the two of us actually.
It wasn't me. I remember I was talking to someone else about it, and I thought that was a pretty unwinnable game for Zims, but I thought it was a good one to get out of the way, because it meant they could basically have a bit of a warm up. Because it was Melon, for example, it was his first time playing online, beyond some warm-up games. And I know from personal experience that the first time you play online can feel very different. It can be hard to sort of lock in a completely different environment. So I thought it would be good to get that game out of the way, and then they'd have some more winnable ones. And then they went and won it, and completely basically blew everyone's predictions out of the water for that Zims team. But I did have them as my wildcard because I thought that they could be that good. I just didn't expect them to come out swinging quite so fast.
Yeah, I wasn't familiar with Square Melons at all, and I definitely paid the price for that. I do think, that series as well against Goffs was Square Melon was really the win condition. Like, no disrespect to anyone else on Zims, everyone did what they needed to, but they were just in the right places to facilitate Square Melons going like 30 and 12, or really just having the guy was just nuts. Like, he was hitting so much all the time. He was everywhere.
He was like double.
It felt like he was.
Yeah, he's like double positive every map.
Yeah,
it was mental.
Yeah.
But then on the flip side, I was there to watch the Oppencat versus. We've got a sniper duel here. It's going to be a potential stalemate. But Zove going to back away, stay alive. Both snipes still in play.
spotting out that overshield player as well. I believe that's 2 tags from Spetter onto him, so Mose should be out of that overshield. And just high positions. Wasps just trying to lock down an angle. Mose to find actually 2, but Slink with a rebuttal. Nice job from Slink to shut down Mose and Suspense, both trying to push in. Wasps now just a late piece. Will get shut down, and already Slink just shooting bodies. Nice perfect from him, and a lovely hold from Slink indeed. 3 found in the back of the base, able to completely shut down that push from Yamar.
Yeah, but a nice sniper bullet there, followed by some others, are going to take down Slink. That's level 50 for anyone who isn't familiar with the man himself, but very nice sniper duel there. Zove will come out on top, but the cleanup comes in from Buffed. So that sniper situation's still been relatively stable, and as long as Zach and Codeine can maintain control of their sniper rifle, it's going to mean that Yermar are limited in the amount of pressure they can put on because they can't afford to take wide angles.
Buff just trying to hold down top mid. Actually use it to root through. Isn't going to wrap around the corner though, so does get eyes on Suspense. Both of them taking 1 shot and wisely backing off. Mose with that sniper, able to find 2 though, and actually a 3rd picked up for Mose. Sniper has been fully expended, but level 50 is just going to be there to try and clean him up. Will actually get cleaned up himself by Suspense. 2 dead for Zach and Cody. Buff spawns up, Spetter at the back of the base. Needs the help from EU Assault, and he is there, although actually didn't need it. Perfect found. Spetter does get stuck. And Zove to find 2 just completely opens this one up. Zach and Cody now 3 dead. As Yamar able to get that flag out a little bit, but nice nade from level 50. Slink going to be trying to hold this one down. As Wasps is just going to burrow down into Mauler.
That was a flag-saving grenade from level 50. He was the last person alive. If he hadn't hit that, the flag would have been in long haul before anyone else had spawned, but instead he hits that, completely shuts down the momentum from Guillermo. I can't overstate how important hitting that grenade was, because there was no way that was getting stopped in any other fashion. It's not unfortunately managed to translate into offensive pressure, as everyone on Zach and Codeine does go down for a second, Slink finding himself as the first one off spawn, and unfortunately the timing on that is bad. Rockets and Overshield both now in the hands of Yermar. Maybe instead of going for flag, they should have prioritized more map positions, because Zove is going to find 1 with those rockets. 4 dead for Zach and Codeine, and this flag is on the pole.
Yep. 1 more rocket to work with is, or does Zove have, excuse me, is just going to send that one through, expecting spawners to be up. He did have the right timing, just no one rooting through bottom sniper. So Zove is going to have to do it with the bandit. Able to get 1, Slink to shut him down though. I believe Slink also has a sniper rifle, fully equipped sniper. That flag will go in, but Slink going to look to try and facilitate a counter cap. The Suspense. Oh, he's just going to be sat down in the corner. Slink does get eyes on it, so stuck in the corner. He's going to need some help, and exactly that. Wafts comes in, able to assist and keep Suspense alive. Still actually able to wrap round and stay up again. Does have even more help. Mose with the sniper as well is actually there to continue the help for Suspense, just to facilitate him getting a few more kills. 13 and 5 for Mose, speaking of kills. There's 2 are currently dead for Zach and Cody. This is very dominant so far.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if Spetter managed to get the sniper rifle off the map when he died then. If he didn't, we might be about to see double snipes from Yermar. They already managed to get 1 flag in. They're going to have a field day with double snipers, and it looks like Suspense has got at least 1 of them, although maybe he's out of ammo now, because we do see him lifting up without 1. But he's going to be pulling this flag back towards the tower side. I like this flag running route. It's not one you see very often, but it's one that has proven quite effective in professional play recently, despite being somewhat unorthodox. And you can just see Suspense has made it all the way through that side, and despite the fact that Buffed has been pulling a flag of his own, Suspense having gotten that all the way out means that instead of being able to capture that flag, Zach and Cody are now going to be forced to fight back into the enemy base, because they can't afford this flag standoff. They will be losing this flag standoff because they're already behind a flag. So Suspense has essentially managed to completely flip the script on that flag pull from Buff, despite being, I think, 2 dead. Suspense pulls that flag all the way through the low side, nobody in any position to stop him, and now we're in a flag standoff situation.
Yeah, I mean, that routing from Suspense was really nice. He just puts as much distance between himself and anyone on Zach and Codeine as much as possible. And looking like he's expecting this to be going back in, although, as I say that, he just tucks into the corner. Just going to hold on to this one, so keep it not visible.
Yeah, I think he's intentionally making himself hard to find. He picks up that flag in this top position, makes sure the enemy sees that he's there, and then reroutes it around, walking it so they don't know where to go for it. EU Assault finally found it, but whilst he's looking for it, look at all the kills that have come down. 3 die on Zach and Cody. Now Buffed's the only one alive. Level 50 has spawned in time to try and stop this this push in. They will have spawners. But the momentum's now in favour of Yemar, especially with Mose picking up 2. They should be able to get this flag
Triple
return.
kill.
Almost wanted that overkill. You could see it in his eyes, just desperate for it, but didn't have the health to secure it. EU Assault, final bastion to try and keep this flag up. Everyone has spawned up for Zach and Cody, and actually, level 50 able to get hands on it. So it's still a standoff. Like you said, though, of course, this is working in the favour of Yamar. Just try and burn some time off. So long as you can keep their flag out, you're still going to be winning. Sniper, I don't think did fall off the map. Mo's able to get the better as well. Wasp to find 2. I think actually Wasp saving Mo's in that engagement. Still expecting someone to be down in bottom tower, but no one comes knocking. Just making sure he's doing his due diligence, right? He's making sure everyone is where they should be as far as Zach and Cody are. Doesn't want anyone able to wrap around. Mo's last player alive, and having a lot of pressure put on him now. That flag is going to get picked up for Zach and Cody, and somehow looks like Yamar are actually still able to keep hold of their own.
Yeah, that first spawner just about managing to touch that flag. A very good play from them to make that happen. I was actually just thinking before that when they made that push out of their own base previously that got shut down when Mo's got the triple, I think the difference maker there was the fact that they decided not to send everyone forward. They left someone on the flag. And I think that was a mistake, and I think it cost them a potential flag capture there because they didn't want to let the other one get returned. But if I was Yemar in this situation, you're a flag up, you can afford to take that risk and push everyone out, and it seems like they feel the same, because that is what they did just a moment ago. Now we see the spike coming in. The sniper rifle doesn't connect, but Spetter has rockets, and he's managed to find 1. He's found 3. Oh no, that's Spetter's team who's going down, actually, despite the fact that he found the rockets.
Yeah, I think it's nice, actually, to see how competitive Zach and Cody are keeping this against Yamar. I can't say I'm not surprised by this, but it is looking pretty solid. Yeah, they are a flag down, and it does often look like Yamar are the ones that are taking the engagements on their terms, yet constantly Zach and Cody able to keep this Yamar flag in their own base and not allow them to get away with bringing it back so easily. But I do feel like with the constant pressure from Yamar, it does only feel like a matter of time until they're able to get the return and go 2-0 up. Although, after trying to push in and change the script, EU Assault wrapping around towards Mauler. And a nice nade. I think that was actually a team nade from Mose. Will take down Wasp. Mose being the final player here. That flag does get returned, though. Oh, God, are they both going to get them back in time? This is just exactly how it goes so many times, but not this time. The flag does get picked up by Zach and Cody, and they're able to pull this one back and actually get their flag back as well. Everyone, it's just a full reset on the map already. Trying to pull that flag are Yamar, but Zove will be shut down, so that's not going to get much further than a few paces out. Of course, they both go back. When both teams push all chips in, nobody actually ends up winning.
Yeah, Mar ended up winning. They captured the flag.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm completely... Jesus, man. This heat is doing me in.
Yeah, no, it's understandable. I think watching that, I'm not sure exactly what happened, but to me it kind of looked like Slink there. I don't know if he was originally holding the flag and decided to push up, or if he was just a little bit behind, but for some reason he was a little behind the rest of his team. Everyone else died, and he was forced to try and make that hero play. And what that meant is that there was no one guarding the flag because he pushed up, but because he pushed up after everyone else, he wasn't in any position to actually win anything. So, you know, maybe potentially a little bit indecisiveness from Zach and Cody causing that that 2-0 deficit. But as you say, we went into this very much expecting a bit of a blowout from the side of Yemar, and whilst the scoreline is obviously, you know, convincingly in their favour, the actual gameplay has felt very close for a lot of it.
Yeah, Zach and Cody have been able to keep up for a long time against Yamar in this map. And like you said, the scoreline doesn't really tell the full story. I feel like it does Zach and Cody a slight injustice. Mo's opting for the damage over the precision. Speta, fortunately caught. Pants down. Nice double kill from him. Looking for the triple, but Suspense with that sniper that was dropped, able to pick up that one. So 4 dead for Zach and Codeine. Flag getting run now by Mose. Into buffed spawning, though. So Suspense is just going to have to look on. Oh, nice no-scope from him and able to capitalize as well. Convert that one with the bandit shot. But no more sniper bullets left, so he's going to have to reroute. He's actually just going to stay on the aggression. E-Assault caught out. Nice catch from Suspense. So the pressure is still on. Speta last alive on the back. Mauler as well is just going to try and get a bit of a forward position. He's going to be taken down. Waffs and Mose to work in tandem to shut him down. And now that flag's being run by Suspense towards the long hauls. If he gets it into the long haul, this one looks like it could be theirs, but actually just does get caught short.
Yeah, falls down Walshy there. I think a grenade must have knocked it. Waffs, last man standing. He does manage to find a kill. He got someone else one shot as well, but no amount of heroism is going to manage to save him. However, you know, Mose also 32 and 17 on Mose. That is a ridiculous scoreline. But you know, there's only 30 seconds left in this map. 3 dead for Zach and Codeine. I think it's probably not going to happen here unless we can see an absolutely ridiculous flag rally. I think Ma looking pretty good this game, although Zach and Codeine, I would say, probably gave them more of a run for their money than they were expecting.
Yeah, I think more than most of us were expecting, to be honest. It's nice to see Zach and Codeine with a bit of life in them. Like you said, it doesn't look like there's going to be any more questions around who this map is going to. Yamar going to be taking this one in 1-0 and looking to Street Slayer as map 2. But yeah, I mean, nice to see Zach and Codeine with a bit of bite behind the bark.
Yeah, I would absolutely say so. They you know, once again, it's weird to say that a 2-0 defeat is a good result, but like you're looking at the level of player on Yamar, they're a very good team. Zach and Codeine gave them, they gave them a real fight. They kept that standoff going for a very long time. They had a pretty solid defense, and I think Zach and Codeine have shown that they can kind of hang in this lobby. The Slays department with the, Mose is an obvious outlier in the Slays department. Being head and shoulders above everyone else, but after that, it's not that bad in terms of how much they're getting outslain. I wouldn't say it didn't look like a blowout, is what I would say, and I think if they can continue that, then they can at least sort of feel good about themselves after this series is done.
I feel like Empyrean is a map as well, playing on CTF. It's very hard to stop a flag run once it's actually something to talk about. Once it's kind of out of the base, it's got a little bit further, maybe even, I feel like the halfway line is just, it's almost guaranteed. So the fact that Zach and Codeine were able to take that map to time, yes, they did lose, and like you said, it does feel weird to sing so many praises for them when they lost 2-0, but the fact that it was 2-0 and not 3-0 in regulation just feels like something to enjoy and hope for in this series progression.
Yeah, exactly, and you also have to bear in mind Mose had a fantastic performance that map. If he's not popping off so much individually, it might end up being quite a different story there. Not saying that he was carrying them or anything, but he had a fantastic performance that I think really was the reason why the Slays department was as different as it was.
See what Zove can do. Mo's already finding impact. Will get shut down after just one. Zove to find his own as well, but it's looking like Zach and Codeine at least coming out with the frags so far. 4-3 in the opening engagements. As Camo is going to be coming up, and Suspense just trying to do everything, it seems. He's looking everywhere. Just trying to make this Camo grab a little bit more difficult for Zach and Codeine, because it does feel like it could have been theirs, although spawners for Yamar are trying to flip that script. Eventually, though, will be picked up for Zach and Codeine. So a nice start for them.
Yeah, we see Speta here with this camouflage, making good use of it, already managing to find himself a kill. A hot start for Zach and Codeine. They've got these players trapped over towards the B side. I'd like to see Speta here maybe taking up a position that might set them up for a collapse, as you do see players all trapped on one lane. That's often bad news on streets, but the players on Yamar are going to manage to break out, taking down Slink. And even though Sveta does manage to find a trade, it's actually going to be
Double
advantageous,
kill.
I think, for Zach and Cody, especially since they're fighting from a disadvantageous position. But Sveta, once again, making great use of this camo to keep finding that, and he should trade
Double
that kill
kill.
as well. Very good play from Woffs to neutralize the camo, but good play from Sveta as well to trade it.
Yeah, a good play from Woffs, but it does feel a bit rough if you're watching Spetta, just hoping to see more from him through that. Still, like you said, able to get that trade onto Woffs, so, you know, doing the best with what he could. But a really hot start for him, 7 and 3. Really utilising that camo to its fullest. Slink caught between a rock and a hard place. Does actually have a EHL Assault and gets a lot of damage down on his own. Actually, Suspense just maybe missing the final few shots needed to put him 6 feet under. Required a little bit more assistance. Things are getting closer to being tied now. Yamar only trailing by 2. And Mo's with that red gun. It feels like it's only a matter of time before they are tied up. Assault shut down with that perfect from the red gun.
Yeah, you see that the sort of hard-earned lead that Zach and Cody were able to get off the rip. You know, they had a pretty solid start to this game, and it just feels like it sort of disappeared with more of a whimper than a bang, you know. But neutralizing that camo from Woffs will be very good. A great play there from Buffs to make sure that Yemar doesn't have that tool to play with that could create such a snowball on this map. But even so, they are going to be losing out on the Slays. Buffed is all alone on B Street, although level 50 did spawn nearby. But all that means is that it's just 2 kills to push into instead of 1. Though with Buff finding trades and EHL Assault as well coming out, getting a kill of his own, the scoreline is remaining even. So Zach and Cody, they had a good start, they lost that lead, but they haven't let that snowball into them going down in the map just yet.
I think what we've been seeing so far, Zach and Cody really need to make sure that Yamar don't get anywhere with these power weapons. If they're able to pick up red gun, if they're able to pick up the camo, you really need to neutralize it if you're not able to grab it yourselves. Obviously, everyone tries to do that anyway, but it feels like Zach and Cody, and if they're going to win this one, they're going to need to do exactly that. They are, like you said, keeping it incredibly close. These Slays are still looking very reminiscent of that first map, despite, of course, Mo's having a crazy life game in the first. But it's nice to see. Trailing by 2 are Zach and Cody. But if they're able to get another Spetta camo life like they did at the beginning, this could be much closer. And actually could even be tying up the series. What crazy feat it would be for Zach and Cody to be able to take a Slayer off of Yamar after Moses' performance in the last. We will have to see it happen. And it will be a difficulty for them to make it. Because now the lead is starting to build for Yamar. Just starting to see a little bit more of the pedigree showing from this team. As everyone on Zach and Cody is down by back A. Actually, really good job there to get that kill from Slink and Spetta with the help. Triple kill for Suspense, though. That one's going to sting when you're this far behind and this close to finishing off the map. 43 to 37 now. EHL Assault just trying to play off the back foot. He's going to get pushed down, though. Mo's just with the extra help. Able to find Spetta surely as well. He will actually find him. Woffs to find Buffed. So last player alive being level 50 Slink. He's going to have EHL Assault spawning up on Arcade side. And they're actually going to meet up with Spetta just spawning in the middle. But camo and red gun for Yamar. This is not a very comfortable position for Zach and Cody with only 3 kills left to find.
Yeah, and Buff there hiding in that red room. Can he take down the camo player? No, he can't. Woffs is going to turn and burn him. A few kills going in favor of Zach and Cody, but it's only 1 more required now, and it will be found onto Slink. Yeah, managed to win that map, and once again, you know, similarly to the last one, it feels weird to be sort of singing Zach and Cody's praises, but they did so well for so long in that map, but it just slipped through their fingers at the end. They let Yemar get a few good rotations on those Slays, and going into Solitude Koth, you know, the question is once again, like, Zach and Cody have shown they can keep it close, they've shown they can fight back, but can they manage to find a map win in this series?
Yeah, I think it's starting to feel a little bit more like Zach and Cody can just keep up. You know, it is maybe feeling a little bit too close to, I don't want to say a ceiling, but, you know, it feels like all they can do is keep up at this point now. You know, we've seen that they are making it competitive, but Yamar are showing that they have that extra bit of depth once they are able to, you know, get these kills. It feels like Zach and Cody are just like, oh, cool, we got, you know, we're trading out. This is good.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where you look at that and you say this is a good result, and I think it's because, you know, you have these fundamentally very solid players. They're not players who are going to make those mistakes that Yamar can just destroy them off of, you know? But Yamar are still a team that when they do find that gap in the armor, when they do manage to make that opportunity for themselves, they're going to capitalize on it. They're going to find that way to get into the lead. Zach and Codeine, I think their biggest problem is that if they get that opportunity, they can probably tackle it pretty well, but Yamar are probably not going to give it to them.
I do think Yamar are going to be going 3-0 in this series. That's what we've seen throughout today and also in the series. But it's nice to see, like we've been saying all series long, Zach and Codeine have got at least something, and they're not just going out and really showing absolutely nothing for us to chew on. Wasp to find level 50. It's better to be shut down again by Wasp. Wasp with a triple kill. Make that. Can't find the over because they're all dead, but can certainly find the camo and the shock rifle. Very, very solid start for Yamar. Can't think of a better way to start off, actually. On the hill as well. And already half progress, and no one really anywhere to do much about it. It's better to find one, though. At least from the driveway. It's better to find two, actually. Good job from him. Even though they do have the camo against them, Speta still not playing sheepishly and able to flip that hill. He assault on Speta to try and hold this one down. With 3 players on Yamar, just trying to wrap on through. It feels like it's a matter of time until this hill is flipped.
Yeah, I think that's exactly how it happened, but Wasp actually did die. I don't know if that means that Zach and Cody managed to get that shock rifle out of his hands, but they definitely neutralized the camo. A very important play from them. And as you say, Zach and Cody doing a very good job to get out of that situation when you consider that camo shock was in favor of the other team, and they already had hill control. But these players making great pushes from this yard side to get these enemy team out of the hill. And 3 dead now for Yamar. It's another opportunity here for Mose. I'm sorry, not for Mose, for Zach and Cody to try and get some hill time on the board, but they're going to have to do a very good job of it because they don't need much time on the side of Yamar.
Double kill.
Yeah, Suspense finding 2 as well. Surely if he can get any damage onto Assault, there might be a question as to him getting that 3rd, but he will be taken down. It is incredibly close. It does feel like this is going to be the tail of the map. I feel I can see it already happening. Nice double kill for EU Assault. I do worry that it's going to be Zach and Codeine close to taking each hill, but never actually able to grab a single one. First one is going to ring true to that at least, but hopefully we see a bit more. Speta just trying to wrap round, going towards LR. Be aware of Moses' happenings, so we're going to try and take him down. Slink does need to just dip away. Very, very weak indeed. Suspense does actually get caught out. Slink, you need to find this kill. Suspense can't get away, and the kill will be converted. Camo in 3 seconds as well, and having 2 dead for Yamar means that Zach and Codeine should be able to grab this one. I do hope that they can actually find something. It does look like they're going to be able to get it. That spawner up on Nest could be the spanner in the works. Level 50, able to get away, but this is still quite hairy. He's not out of the woods just yet. With his shields coming back and presumably no one chasing him down, he's actually been able to get out of it and find a kill onto Mose. So it was a bit dicey. The pressure was on, but he's able to just get out, and hopefully we can see a little bit more on this hill from them.
Yeah, Slink here gets himself into the hill. Great use of the camo from him. Looks like this will be a hill in their favor. Yamar doesn't seem to be close enough that they're going to be able to, and I like this. They've swapped out Slink. They want to use this camo to make themselves some space towards this new hill. Mose is one shot there, gets taken down by EU Assault, I believe. But Suspense has this shock rifle to play with and in a great position to make this hill his own. But he doesn't manage to use it. Great play there from EU Assault to shut down that power weapon.
Yeah, EU Assault just with this shock rifle now in hand. And teammates on the hill, so they're already able to pick up one, which is lovely to see. Would feel almost criminal for Zach and Codeine to fall in a 4-0 fashion on this map. But shock rifle does trade hands. I believe there's 2 shots left in that. Make that 1 now, as it's going to be expended. But Suspense at least able to find 1 with it. wants to try and actually chase down this kill. He knows Slink is weak, and he's going to find Slink. The headshot will be found. Suspense continuing to live up despite being so weak. Actually still just going to stay alive. He is finally buffed to take him down, but it required at least 3 players to avert their attention towards him, and Suspense to better at least 2 of them. Nice shots from Woffs. The nade was just to secure that kill onto level 50. It's better up top nest though. He'll get spotted out, and Woffs is just going to stand here strong. He knows his teammates are around to support. Zove up by Ness as well, able to just take down Spetter. Woffs can stay on this hill for as long as he wants. I just feel like they are incredibly close to taking this one. No one there on Zach and Codeine really to actually try and contest it. So with Camo coming up and the next hill to be available, no one but Zach and Codeine actually able to keep attention on it. Buffed, busy, preoccupied by Mose. Woffs able to pick that one up. Absolutely no questions around it. Full shields, and now a full camo, so he's got a lot of work to do to continue this lead in this map and series. 2-1 currently. So he's going to find a kill. Going to find 2, possibly a 3rd as well. The 3rd is found. Nice double kill for Woffs. 3 in this life so far. There's 4 dead for Zach and Codeine.
Yeah, getting this camo here. Very important for Woffs to be putting himself in this position. Gets himself up to the up to that glass, but does get taken down. Zove and Woffs both fall for Yamar, but Zach and Codeine have 2 dead on their own team. Multiple players going down now. A fight happening in the hill. It's going to be Woffs that wins it out. Very important win there for that team. Level 50 falls as well. 3 dead for Zach and Codeine, and what looked like a potential for a setup. It's just slips through their fingers ever so slightly. Now with 2 down for Yamar though, we might just be able to see a push coming in. 3 dead as well as Buff finds a kill with that shock rifle, but he is going to die and lose it. However, we need to start seeing hill time getting racked up for these players on Zach and Cody. You can see EU Assault needed to be that first line of defense, but he isn't going to be ready for the fight against Woffs. Gets taken down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Spetter also falls as well. That's a double kill for Woffs. Make it a triple.
Kill.
And he's hunting down the spawners as well. Oh, but it's too late for the overkill. He's going to get another double, though, which I'm sure will make him feel better.
Yeah, Woffs is definitely feeling it, even if he doesn't get the over. I saw the potential for the 5 as well, man. It was so close. Lovely nade from Woffs, highlighting that one for us as well, as he's going to pick up that hill. But, yeah, I mean, Woffs, that's his 2nd triple kill, I believe, in this map. He's really been showing up, as is everyone, for Yamar throughout today. Definitely showing why they're #1 seed coming into this weekend. Looking to go perfect as well. 2-0 matchup here against Yamar and Zach and Codeine, and it feels like it could even be a 3-0 for Yamar. They have only dropped a single map so far throughout today, and it was in their first matchup. If Zach and Codeine can take another one, it will be huge. We've been singing their praises all series long, despite them being 2-0 down. If they're able to take a map, it really could snowball for them. They could just get the confidence they need, but it is a long road ahead of them. A single hill now for Yamar to lock this one out. And trailing by 2 as Zach and Codeine. They do have the camo at least on EU Assault. We're going to have to see what he's able to do with it, but as the last player alive, he's going to need to route towards this hill at least.
Yeah, he's in a decent spot here to capitalize when his team makes the push, but he needs his team to make that push first, and it's not going to happen. He gets spotted out. I think he just got a bit too antsy there, jumping around. He could have just found himself a nice corner to hide in, but fortunately for him, they're all so distracted by that camo player that 4 go down for Yamar. This is Zach and Codeine's last chance, most likely. If they get broken here, this map is over, and the good news for them is probably that this is quite a hard hill to break. The bad news is, though, that they already seem to have lost quite a lot of map control. These crucial positions over on LR already fallen. That gives quite a direct route into the hill. Yeah, we see that happening there from both directions. I don't think anyone is getting into this in time for Zach and Codeine.
No one in position to get their buff to full, and will be the last. That will be Yamar going 3-0 today, only dropping a single map throughout all of this afternoon. They're going to be 3-0 and the leader going into next weekend. 4-1 in that final map against Zach and Codeine, only 3 required. Zach and Codeine are going to be dropping to that 2-1. And I believe now we do have everything set up for next weekend.
Yeah, that does seem to be the case. Do we have results from the other series just yet? Oh, well, first let's take a look at the stats from this one. Woffs and Moes, both over 20 kills. Spence not far behind. Zove maybe trailing a little bit in the kills, but he's got a solid number of assists. Although I think Mo's definitely the player to highlight there. 20 kills, 12 assists, massive kill participation from him. Meanwhile, Buffed was the best in the stats department for his team, but I think everyone on there was struggling just a little. Although I would say that there was some good showings once again from Zach and Cody. They held their own in several moments.
Yeah, for sure. I think Zach and Cody, it was a 3-0, but like we said, the first two maps were very close. It just doesn't look, except for that 50-42, it really doesn't look like it was as close as it was. Maybe that third map was just a little bit more of a divide between the two, but at the same time, Zach and Cody still kept it relatively close, I would say, for what we would expect from, first and fifth seed. But if we look to the series, to the standings for the rest of it, we do have Feliz Gato Bando are able to prevail. Unfortunately for Bomb Esports, they are going out in 0-3. Feliz Gato Bando, that 1-2 is still not going to be enough to get them actually into tomorrow, or next weekend, excuse me. So it'll be Yamar, Zach and Codeine, JWMP, and their called 110s that will be facing off in the playoffs next weekend. Unfortunately for Locked In Zims, Feliz Gato Banda, and Bomb Esports, that is the end of their road. However, it has been fun to watch some of these teams match up on stream, and we are just going to be, unfortunately, saying goodbye to some of them. But it needs to be done. The bracket needs to be reduced for the playoffs. And
I think it actually remains to be seen whether they're called 110s or Zims will be going through. It depends on whether or not on JWMP, because we don't have a series score for that. So we're gonna have, I think,
jumping the gun a little bit.
5 teams on 2-1, right?
No, 3.
No, we're gonna have 4. Yeah. Okay, so in that case, it just depends who wins. Yeah, right. So if they're called. Right, yeah, so basically, Zims, I think, are through. Because they are 2-1. It's going to come down to who wins between their called 110s and JWMP. We don't have the result on that yet. So, keep an eye on the brand new fancy website that we've got to keep track of these things. Unless it comes through whilst we are still live.
I'm just refreshing the page, just to see what we've got going on in that JWMP, they're called 110s matchup. Yeah, so you're right, Zims have locked it in. It is just if JWMP can go. Yeah, so whoever does win this is going through.
Yeah, basically all the teams that end up 2-1 or better, obviously 3-0 for Yamar, will do well. So JWMP there, I think the only reason that they are above their called 110s right now is just because they have. Actually, I'm not actually sure why they're considered above, because they don't even have a higher win rate. So that's a bit weird, but they'd, I think I would probably expect their called 110s to win that.
Yeah,
but on the other hand, it's still going. I mean, JWMP is not a bad team at all. They've got Warlord, Moss, Perk, and I think that's Jams. It's definitely Jams, but I'm not sure if it's the same Jams that I'm thinking of.
Yeah, so I mean, if we look at that series, the map layout for those guys at least. Oh, there we go, 3-1 actually for their called 110s in their favour, so they're going to be going through. The map layout, at least, I started it, so I'm going to finish it. It was Empyrean CTF, of course, what we've seen before, in this round 3. Street Slayer, Solitude, King of the Hill, and it looks like they needed that live fire oddball. Origin Slayer not being played at all in this round 3. But that will confirm it. So that'll be Zims, Zach and Codeine, their called 110s, and Yamar going into that playoffs for next weekend. I mean, if we're looking at these teams, right, Yamar against their called 110s, that was the matchup we had in round 1. I'm not sure about you, Seal, but I feel like Yamar, surely they've got to take that one.
Yeah, they did look significantly better in that first round. I think their called 110s, you know, just by the eye test of the players that they have, it could be the case that they come out very different next week. As far as Zims versus Zach and Codeine goes, I think it very much depends on what we get from each of them. Zach and Codeine looks very good in this most recent series, and I think that inclines me to suggest that they will win. But on the other hand, we know that Zims has a very, very high ceiling on their best day. So I think I'd say the smart money's on Zach and Codeine, but I absolutely would not count Zims out.
Yeah, I think I really don't know, man. I think you're right exactly about you know, what we see from both of these teams, because they both have potential. I think Zach and Codeine, I don't know. I think they're more likely to be the ones to take that, I would say. I do think that it's likely to be them going into that one. And then, yeah, to take the grand final out of Yamar and Zach and Codeine, I feel like it's got to be Yamar.
Yeah, Yamar's looked better the whole time. And once again, when it comes to the lowers, I have a hard time counting Zims out, because I do know that this is a team that has shown a huge amount of fight. But on the other hand, I think they did lose to them today. No, they didn't actually. I'm lying about that. Who did Zims lose to? Oh, they got lost to JWMT. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, I think Zims are almost certainly not gonna be able to beat their cold 110s. And then you have an interesting grand finals, which is probably going to be a rematch of our first game today, which would be Yamar versus their cold 110s. I think those two have looked like the strongest teams at the event, just looking at the names, and I think based on their performances in every round, that seems to be the case. But so far, Yamar has looked better of the two, so I think Yamar probably gonna win it.
I would say they're called 110s, and Zach and Codeine, that loser bracket final, I think would be very interesting.
Yeah, I would agree.
Very close game.
Because I think if we see their cold 110s and Zach and Codeine both playing the kind of level that we've seen from them today, I would say that's potentially very close. In fact, I would probably say that despite the fact that the 110s actually won a map, Zach and Codeine looked more competitive on the maps that they lost against Yamar, so I think that puts them in an interesting position of, you know, it's hard. I think it's hard to actually call that.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think Zach and Codeine, like you said, from what we've seen today, could be my favourite in that lower final between them and their called 110s. But of course, you know, different weekend, different feel from both teams. We'll have to see how that plays out. But the playoffs are set for next weekend. We do have the upper semis sorted with Yamar versus their called 110s and Zims versus Zach and Codeine. These four teams playing next weekend for the glory. And then, of course, if you look to the rest of our schedule, we do actually have on the 23rd of this month, we also have the Campaign Evolved release stream that we're going to be showing for you guys as well. So we get a little bit more content. But as far as today goes, that is everything sorted. So I want to thank production for their continued hard work, and for Reed for this awesome website. I'm definitely going to be playing around a fair bit on this, and I implore you to do the same, because it looks very cool from the limited exposure I've had to it so far today. But from myself and Seal, that is everything. So unless there's anything you want to say, man, I think we're going to have to close off.
No, I think you've pretty much covered everything. Thank you everyone for joining, and we'll see you next week.
Take care.
Wasting time on my own. All the places you said we go. All this pain builds within. just fate. What could have been? Finally, I feel more free.
No scope.
The end of you and me. Let it go, let it be. My heart belongs to me.
Double kill.
Belongs to me.
Triple kill.
You're never gonna let me go, and I will never let you go. And now I'm feeling stronger, feeling stronger. You're never gonna let me go, and I will never let you go. And now I'm feeling stronger, feeling stronger.
Double kill. Double kill. Triple kill. Triple kill. Double kill. Double kill. Killing spree.
You're never gonna let me go, and I will never let you go. And now I'm
Triple kill.
feeling stronger, feeling stronger. You're never gonna let me go,
Double kill. Killing spree.
feeling stronger.
No scope. Double kill. Triple kill. Double kill.
Feeling stronger, feeling stronger.
Double kill. Perfect.